as I begin recording. So, with Mortithax dead, her soul trapped in a soul stone, quite possibly having a mysterious hidden ally, you spent much of last session on your journey towards the southwestern wall. During the downtime and days of travel, a number of things happened between you all. Very sort of roleplay heavy session. Vellum experienced nightmares about his capture by Mortithax. He sought to confide in Liska, asking her about when she called him little brother. To which Liska immediately seemed to brush it off as just a mistake, though perhaps there may be something else to that. Vellum also confided in everyone else, thanking everyone for rescuing him in this a heartfelt moment. During the next couple of days, Dejar had a moment of introspection and regret about her time spent with the Black Hand, remembering back to what she considered to be injustices committed on her part. Shortly after, you were all alerted by a shriek above you as a black dragon lancer soared overhead upon its shadowy winged fell beast-like mount. You ordered a volley of arrows and spells to be shot at it from beneath the tree canopy, as it looked like it was fleeing, having probably heard the news about Mortithax's defeat. You managed to kill the rider who brought the fell beast down with it. The third and final Dragonlance you had encountered, two are now dead at your hands. You continued on, and during camp later that night, Dejar spoke to Angus about curses and the curse inflicted upon her by a deal she made with a hag. Spell potency and the ability to scry thrice per day in exchange for memories of her family. With aims to perhaps reverse it one day. You also discussed a possible deal with Banzali in exchange for Bronze Soul and the Crystal Tablet. Breaking his long period of silence, he also had some educational talks with Grunker about his people, the Deeplings, how they petrify into stone upon death, about why they are like they are, about how powerful leyline magic of earth and fire influenced their transformation from goblins to Deeplings. Later the next day, Deucalia, kind of shifting to her human form, had some reservations about being discovered to be a Dragonborn, taking into account the fact that there may be black Dragonborn infiltrators among the ranks of the Order of the Gatekeepers. They seems to have these infiltrators seeming to have been vital in ferrying supplies through the wall. Regardless, you assured her that you'd all vouch for her. Dejar also sent a message to the Order's commander, Selma Dawnbringer, that you had slain Mortithax, and she asked you to bring proof. So, naturally, you strapped her decapitated head to the front of the Steamhammer for all to see as you approached the southern gate. And as you approached the wall, you were surveyed by a number of divination spells, and the gatehouse wall was magically opened by a priestess into an archway using a stone-shaped spell. As you left behind the Morbog, Sayun noticed a singular black crow perched upon a skeletal branch some ways off. Watching closely, despite its lack of eyes, maliciously unsurpassed intelligence behind its gaze. The wall closes behind you with a rumbling thud. So, you are led through a series of tall stone halls into a massive interior courtyard. You can see intricate murals and carvings gilded with gold. Again, much of the same totem-like statues of grimacing stylized skulls that seem to stretch up as weight-bearing columns. You see vines and greenery coiled around and that seem to wreath around the masonry. Plant growth seems to be cultivated here, giving life to this this structure on the borders of the place, on the borders of a place that's entirely devoid of it. Skulls here also don't seem to have the dark, grim symbolism that you're used to. You can see bleached white skulls seem to hold torches and sconces across the walls, and they too are. They also seem to be decorated with these golden filigrees and ritualistically painted with very bright colours. As you enter a colossal antechamber, you can see a gargantuan brazier hanging from above within this dome-like structure, almost the size of a large bonfire, which gives a welcome warmth to this place. Your first warmth beyond a campfire in weeks. Illuminated by that firelight, carved within the dome itself, is a tremendous painted mural, stylized, of a battle. The Battle of Ruins Peak. Battle at the very end of the War of the Undying. At the opposite side of this antechamber is another intricately carved wall, similar to the one that closed behind you. Completely solid stone wall. As your cavalcade comes to a stop, many of the scouts are quickly escorted away for medical assistance to be checked up on, etc. And after a moment, the same figure in the leopard skin cloak that you saw at the top of the gatehouse approaches you. You can more clearly see his gilded chainmail laced with carved plates of dark obsidian, and he clutches a gilded helmet to his side that has the visage of a jaguar with an open mouth, and a plume of black feathers extends from its top. A shield is mounted upon his back, and a long obsidian-toothed blade is holstered by his side, and he's flanked by a number of guards. Two of them appear to be dwarves from the northeastern wall. And he addresses you all. War Master Chuck Iskar, be the commander of the southwestern wall in Dawnbringer Stead. She has requested notice of your arrival. She will be here shortly to ask for a briefing of your experiences in Debug.
Thank you for greeting us.
Greetings.
They'll give a respectful sort of little, like, half bow.
I take it you'll be the hammer strike she mentioned?
That we are. Been a long time to get here.
So sort of turns and just looks to the tank and then just looks back. I doubt anybody else would have that wisdom and still call themselves hammer strike. So
Iskal seems to, he kind of looks at the tank. His gaze sort of hovers for a moment, both bewildered. This mix of bewilderment and curious emotions, and you also notice his gaze hasn't departed a lot from the massive head of Mortathax affixed to the front.
I like to think that Selma didn't actually tell him about the steam hammer, so this is his first introduction. It's like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
I'd like to keep it a surprise.
It is a fun surprise.
It is.
Right. And his gaze kind of is taken away from the strange ram-shaped metal machine and the black dragon head, and he seems to side-eye a number of individuals in the room. Angus, you can, with your passive insight, he seems tense. You can see you can see soldiers, priests, and clerics all dressed in ritualistic garbs, or with the emblem of the order. You can see one warrior dressed in scale mail and greenish feathers who slams a great club of jagged obsidian into a wooden target dummy, along with what looks like this verdant green flash of light. And it leads a number of other warriors doing the same training regiment. Another.
So, question. Sorry. Feel free to finish your spiel.
Oh, I was just gonna. Another warrior seems to chant over a series of sigils imbued within his weapon. So go ahead.
So, oh no, it's the cat.
One second. Yeah, sure.
Training cat.
Oh, it's actually a vicious cougar. It's just, very. It's not. It's a talker.
It's a baby dragar.
They train them from very young age.
Okay, right.
But yes, question. You remarked on him warily looking at everyone in the room. I know a number of the scouts and such split off and went to, rest and reacquaint, but who's currently with the party?
Well, currently with your party appears to be Severe, Tikalia. Most of the other scouts seem to be sort of splitting off in their various directions, giving you nods of thanks, and they're being escorted off for like I said before, medical attention.
I can understand this being a big surprise, and I don't know how much you've been kept up to date. So if you have anything we need to know or any questions, I can understand you wanted to find out.
He kind of approaches you for a moment and says in a low voice, "We've had a number of situations in this world. Best be on your guard. We will wait for. They'll retrieve Selma."
He'll just give a nod.
That's.
Angus is gonna raise one of his eyebrows.
Yeah, presumably since we're all bundled, Angus was able to hear that as well, right? Jin?
I'm guessing I was close enough to see that because I saw that he was looking weird at the other folks, or at least my insight allowed me to.
Wanted to make sure Angus was in the loop. He seemed to be right there.
I think so. I think we're kind of all collected at the moment.
Yeah, I think we're just in a clump.
He's just you're gonna talk to this obvious priest, and I see that you're over there inspecting Muster, as he kind of raises an eyebrow, and his actual eyeballs do like a double take glance while his head stays still, pointing with his eyes. He's all well listen.
We should talk about this with the commander.
That will be very wise. Would you arrange a meeting for us?
Kind of a.
Can we have a bath first? Because we've been and it's nice to just sit around with our thumbs up our asses, but I really would like to get clean.
I
second Visca's motion.
Same.
We do have a couple of bathhouses. Maybe I will show you. And with that,
I'll take a bucket of water at this point.
He regrets that Hergrim's had a fat.
It's not that I have forgotten. It's the fact that we haven't had, a proper, shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, a tub and somewhere. A tub and camp.
Prestidigitation.
That's fair.
Prestidigitation can only satiate so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like putting on a deodorant.
Not
It's
good.
like that one scene from The Walking Dead earlier on where they're told, oh yeah, here's the showers and try and spare on the hot water. And they just go, did he say hot water?
It's been a while.
So,
But yeah, quick question, Ginger, sorry. Remind me, like, I remember Takalia saying there was certain very tiny signs of Dragonborn in disguise. Or rather, using the innate shape-changingness.
Oh.
What were the signs like? I remember there being something. A way to tell.
I don't think...
I remember. It was they had the necklaces of the amulets of proof and detection
against,
on
Right. For some reason, I remember having a conversation with Takalia and like, what if there was any physical indicator, but maybe I'm remembering wrong.
I think it was the amulets.
Anyway, onwards.
Yep.
All right. So, setting aside the wagon and the steam armor in a suitable area of the chamber, War Master Chak escorts you through the fortress. You can see small forging areas where obsidian weapons are being smithed and enchanted with the aid of a number of dwarven clerics from the other wall. You can see armor being made, supplies being carried. You can see the red banners of the order, weapon racks stacked high. The halls and rooms of this fort are sort of staggered upwards over a series of tiered. Best way to describe it would be like tiered mezzanines, following the near ziggurat-like interior structure of this massive fortress. It's almost labyrinthine, almost like an anthill, where numerous hallways veer off and to ascend to the outer walls. Much akin to the other wall, you can see along the way you can see a number of different shrines and temples to different gods and goddesses. For the most part, they appear to be dedicated to the local native gods, the living gods, as you may understand. But you also see a familiar iconography and altars to some of the gods seen in the previous keep: the Pantheon of the Wild, the Dwarven Pantheon, the Mortal Heroes. A few Angelicist shrines, though these are notably smaller and take less prominence. You see this grandiose north-facing domed chapel seems to let sunlight cascade down into an altar. There's two stained glass sunburst patterns that dominate the far end of the chamber. This is an Alshamic temple. Another Ipas, another temple. This is a sort of an octagonally shaped temple centered around a great shrine to Doom. A third temple seems to depict stained glass murals of proud angelic figures. Pews line the chapel, like many cathedrals you've seen in the past. Yeah, this is an Angelicist temple. And you also see a small humble wooden shrine off towards a side room, and you see an array of totems depicting various animals carved into it. A shrine to the Pantheon of the Wild. You also see a shrine in the next room over, seems to depict a number of other figures. Cairn, Arator, Elenwyn, and these are it's a shrine dedicated to the mortal heroes. And you pass what looks like a large fighting pit. This is a sort of sand pit that's situated about 5 feet deep into the ground. You see a pair of Tahosian warriors in the midst of a heated duel. And eventually, after weaving through a series of hallways, you come to what looks like an entrance to a sort of small, modest bathhouse, which it particularly it's particularly notable from the steam before you see anything else, and the heat as well. It's it's not the most extravagant of things. It's nothing compared to like the bathhouses of Ambrosia by any means, but it's suitable. A few kind of stone square, 10-foot by 10-foot pits, essentially filled with steaming hot water, and there's about 4 of them in total. You can see a number of curtains that can be drawn, and you can see a number of modest-looking tinctures and vials of various methods to clean yourselves, if you will. You can see a small kind of alcove off to the side again, another curtain that can be drawn in front of it, a changing room. So it's yours to do with as you wish. And Jack says, "I'll let you know when Selma arrives."
I have a question, Junior. This is more in particular to when he lent in the whisper, but like a casual observation as well. What are his eyes like? Are his eyes weird or are they normal?
His eyes seem a hazel brownish colour.
Okay, nothing weird about them.
Make an insight check.
This motherfucker blinks sideways.
That's how they get you.
He blinks by rolling his eyes around.
No.
Oh, well, that is a oof. Fella's been through a lot.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary with War Master Chak Iskal.
Okay, good. Okay, so I guess everyone's free to bathe if they wish to.
Is the water warm, or is it like normal water?
It seems warm. In fact, you can see a number of small runes around the perimeter of each of these sort of 10-foot by 10-foot bath pits, which seem to be glowing this slowly undulating glowing orange.
Ooh.
I think I need a bit of this. I'm gonna find the appropriate place to leave one's belongings and the whatnot. And are there towels, or is this just a au naturel kind of place?
There do appear to be some rudimentary towels off to the side.
Alright, good. I'm gonna change in one. It's you've both been walking, like besides some maybe initial cleaning off of dried blood, he's not really had a proper soak for a while and he needs it.
All of us, consider we've been in the Moorbog for what,
This girl
month?
especially does. She got covered in lots of blood.
Oh, yeah.
Some of it was even her own.
I think all of us. You really died.
Say that Angus's, tent bath is that bad. It's just, it's dwarven sized.
No, it's probably regular size, but again, a sort of wooden tub in the horrible marshy bog is less pleasing than a nice safe one inside a sturdy set of non-necromancy covered walls. A good schwitz.
We're not gonna get fucking ambushed here. Hopefully.
well, you say that.
Look, I'm being hopeful.
The last thing you
Optimistic, I
want
like
is to
it.
get ambushed in the showers.
Fuck off!
It's just
You
That's
see,
why
this
we're
is
taking
the
a
time
bath,
you need
not
that
for
bag of
showers.
holding ass to just take out the great sword.
Yeah.
Anytime, any place, be ready.
Yeah, Vellum is taking his weapon with him, regardless of
I'm
the
taking-
circumstances.
And the Zara's just taking their daggers. Fuck this.
We're all just armed in the baths.
We've been ambushed
Always
before.
are.
so
Vellum has every reason to be paranoid of me.
So as the War Master leaves you to your business, is there anything you'd like to do or talk about here?
As sides getting cleaned. Not sure we want to openly talk about the fact that we are also highly suspicious of literally everybody.
Yeah, and we don't want to talk about anything sensitive because, you know, potential sleeper agents.
Yeah, that and we don't want to get fucking jumped.
Yeah, Liska's just gonna soak as best she can because she's 10 feet tall and this is a 10 by 10 like square thing.
Yeah.
And the seats
we
are
have
probably
to do a separate one.
yeah, seats are probably not set for her, so she's probably sitting like right in the middle where people's feet normally rest.
Yeah,
And, like
there are multiples of these 10-foot by 10-foot bath pits that you can use. There's about four of them.
Large and reduced just to get along.
You know what?
She's just gonna chill and sit.
At this point, I feel like if we were to reduce Liska in size, she'd feel weird.
Why is the world so big?
I can see up things instead of just down.
But if that's the case, are we all? Is it like just gathered together communal bathing sort of deal?
I think so, yeah.
I think there's like shower things we could pull to the side.
Are they showers or is it just the baths?
It's just
Baths.
it's just baths.
Okay.
So is this like an
communal
open?
bathing pools.
So is this like an open grid, like an open floor, just with a grid of baths?
Yeah, there's 4 10-foot by 10-foot bathing pits. There's shower curtains that you can kind of draw across if you so wish to get some privacy.
Be careful so you don't see the embarrassing tattoo.
They call it the clan stamp.
What the hell?
Here's my tax stamp.
Clans. I love it. I'm I'm calling them that from now on in the universe.
Let me verify something.
Fuck, I need
Awesome.
to get a drink. Oh no.
It cannot rust nor tarnish.
Are you
So
just
I'm
gonna sit
bringing
in there
my
with your
silver
armor?
heart. No, I could, but no, I'm gonna power wash that later. No, he's gonna bring in his little harp and just relax back, pluck some little melodies.
There you go.
Are there any containers of water that isn't heated?
There are. You can see a few barrels off to the side that probably can contain some water.
Yeah, Grogus is gonna hop into one of those.
Just in a bucket. Very relaxing.
You don't really need it.
Sploosh.
Yeah, you don't
Oh
really
god,
need
it's gonna start boiling by his own presence.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna like go to hair with the bucket and just like get a concussion.
It's like quenching a freshly forged weapon.
There's no water left.
Oh no.
I need another one.
He's just gonna sit in like a cold body of water that's probably gonna become hot after not too long.
His own private little
Angus gonna lean back. And if we're all together, you're just gonna make some little small talk. Well, I never thought I'd get the chance, but cooking black dragon meat has been quite rewarding.
You
It's-
devious son of a bitch.
Ooh.
I know exactly what you were up to and I love it.
So I was just
Did
going
you?
to respond in a sort of casual manner. Well, it is not every day you get to do that, but Well, I'm sure you'll get the chance some more with other types, perhaps.
The yard has
I'm hoping so.
has some information since you read that large bound the book. Nordathax was not her name. That was a moniker. Like, but you, Angus, was Angrim, correct? The moniker you chose?
Yes.
Yes, her name was Eldenru. Not Nordathax. She chose that name.
I'm sorry, it was a what name?
Eren Lu. Like Eren and Lunar. Like
Eren.
Eren Lu.
Can you put that in text, Sway?
I shall.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm having a hard time hearing you over the bubbling of the bath. Can you use your magic fingers to spell it in the air?
She does like use shape water to draw out the letters.
That's great, though, but water's transparent.
You want it nice and obvious.
You know, team. There you go.
Well, at least I hope yours is.
You know it drops water, does it with steam. There, can you see it now? Yes. Also on that, everyone naturally assumed she was a black dragon. That is not the case. She is a corrupted night dragon.
I don't know what that means. All I know is it was difficult to cook her and highly rewarding and delicious.
Yes, hold on. I have the... He takes her back. He took her bag of holding, so she has the translated...
Everyone's just taking all their shit in the...
Velum only took one thing. Y'all are crazy.
Y'all are crazy. I only have my sword, says the guy to somebody else who brought their equivalent.
Like, I need to take all of my belongings into the bar. That's defeating the purpose.
So she has the translated page of text that she could have read while we were getting over here.
Okay.
So
you wanted me to read it as discussed in DMs, yeah?
yes.
Okay. So Dejar begins to sort of fumble with a series of her own notes that she seems to have been taking while studying this black leather-bound journal you found in Nordathax's lair. It seems she's been translating as much as she could before the spells of both True Sight and Comprehend languages fell off. So, the first portion of her notes reads as follows. It seems to first series of pages within this journal describes the beginning of Nordathax's studies into the necromantic arts. The reason she has begun to keep this journal, although some of her own prose seems to come through in her writing here, and she sort of meanders about her upbringing and the expectations brought upon her by the what she calls the patriarch of her lineage. She never truly understood him, and the fact that he never seemed to age. Nordathax seems to write resentfully about the greater attention the the Patriarch gave to his other offspring. That he fawned more over the crystal egg that came before Mortithax than herself. His second-born hatchling from another consort. Mortithax knows little about the Patriarch's second consort other than the fact she may have been a black dragon and spoken of by him with shame. A fact that Mortithax seems to heavily resent. She writes about what she sees as his obsession for her to carry on the lineage as a night dragon, a dying breed, so she says. The expectations are described as stifling, and she adamantly refuses to have her own fate decided for her. She abandons the Patriarch entirely after he discovers her studies, and she then writes with spite, "My prideful father thinks that he can realign me back into the path he considers right. Supposedly he knows so much, yet tells me so little. He tells me I have a responsibility to fulfill. I find it difficult to believe he has any investment in me beyond the continuation of a dying legacy. Perhaps it deserves to perish." She goes on to say, "Apparently for centuries they've been obsessed over that accursed half-breed egg. Aurea he calls her, consort he calls himself. No, he's a weak, pitiful creature. Heirloom is the pet name he gives to me. It's his mark of possession and expectation. I will forge my own path and find my own name." The journal continues for the next few pages. However, it was at this point, Dejar, that you were unable to gather much more information before your true sight faded, and text became invisible once more after that.
Well, that's all I had.
Important question. Was that being read verbatim?
Yep.
Well, I need to make a wisdom, whatever.
Oof.
There was a certain trigger word in there. I think this is the first time this has come up. Oh.
I believe that succeeds.
Hooray! Alright, I'm fine. Twitch from Vellum, but nothing else. Carry on.
And there you have it. More the truth than what we were led to believe. Granted, we wouldn't know it, but God just waits patiently.
Of course, a little busy
So,
washing her hair.
wait,
But
why is this important? I don't really understand dragons and whatever.
The crystal
Can you-
egg. The one that's Fatima holds.
God, Dejar is such a fucking airhead. I love it and hate it at the same time.
Yeah, no, sorry.
We're in public, you fucking dingus.
Now sort of thinks for a moment and just responds. Right, the one she lost in the caverns. And she says that in an obvious tone to someone like Charlotte, like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
At this point, presumably, obviously, with everything that's been discussed and such, they've been there a bit, but does get out.
I'm gonna maybe take a walk.
Get some fresh air and maybe some sunlight if you can.
I'll see you guys when we meet with Zelda.
I still have to wash my damn hair. I should cut it short sometimes.
It's nice long, but could use a bit of a trim.
Let's
Just
going
offhandedly
to
remarks as he changes.
Let's just
Tell me
going
about
to
it. It's always a pain
use the
to
earring.
wash.
Let's just use the
around,
earring
shows
to
Sorry.
message Bella. Be like, do you want company?
And oh right, she's got the curtain up, hasn't she? So she can't see.
Nope.
Pretty sure all of us have some form of curtain up.
Well, it makes it sound like y'all were all sitting in the same bath talking. Like,
Yeah,
Liska's
that's,
too
that's,
big to
that's
share.
what I was thinking.
That's why
So,
she's
because
in a
Liska's
separate
big, she
one.
needed her own one.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a pause, and like anyone like is visibly line of sight sees him physically pause, and he'll just respond into the earring.
I think I'll be okay. Thank you.
Look at the Grunk is in a hole somewhere.
Somebody carried him off to mop a floor and just didn't notice. It's like, Worko, where have you been? Oh, I went on a trip. It's very relaxed. I like the routine.
I have this
Adventure of Grunk.
I have this picture of him just sitting in a barrel, water up to basically his face, where he's just like looking directly upwards. It's just like,
Terrifying.
That made me think about him just standing in the barrel. He's not like lying down relaxing. He's just standing and just looking up.
Somebody leans
It's
down
like-
to pick it up. There's just eyes staring at him. Ah!
It's like those torture cages where it's too thin to sit, but it's too short to stand.
Yeah,
It's just like he's just in the water.
comfy. Yeah, I'm sure that bucket of water or barrel of water is probably steaming by now.
Yeah, there's a little bit of steam coming off of it.
Yeah. It's a warm boy.
Alright, so where you headed, Venom?
Mainly for a walk, and I'll DM you with the particulars,
Okay.
just so we don't distract you from conversation.
Alright then.
He look a little skinnier to you. Did he look a little skinnier to you?
Angus, he's captive. He's barely eaten.
He needs some lunch. He needs more lunches, like a second lunch. I think there's a word for it.
Brunch?
Sure. I think it's dinner and then supper.
Next, you'll tell me you'll also want to feed him a second breakfast.
No.
That's excessive. Sorry.
Excuse me, that's
What about
cultural
11?
appropriations. The short ones do that. No. We just have an early lunch.
That just sort of nods to herself and she just... Some of these, food customs are a little weird to her, but then she sort of recalls back to her own, culture and what they eat, and she's like, yeah.
Got me thinking. If you could have one thing from your home, one food item, cooked just the way you like it. Something from before we got started doing all of this. What would it be?
Scorpion?
I want to say something, but it'd be mean, so I'm not going to. Instead, I'll just say that's interesting.
Okay.
Oh god.
Thou just sort of seems to pause for an oddly long time, and not really answering it. I don't know. It's... And then she just sort of goes quiet.
It's a hard decision to make on the spot. Where's the bucket? Is Grunka still here?
I appreciate it. What?
What? What?
If you could have any food you wanted from before you started becoming, you know, all adventure-y, what's something that you'd like?
Good question. Good question. It has to be food, or does it have to be, you know, drink? You did say food.
Let's go food. It's a little easier.
Probably probably a good a whole roasted golden baskersling with a bit of fire salt and just a little cup of stinging ink. It'd be good. It's been a long time.
You know, that sounds quite fun to make.
Yeah.
He'll go down the line. What are you, Liska?
Are you calling out to her?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I said, if you could have some food from before you set out to go doing this whole exploring the world thing, what would you want? He plops back down in the water.
There was this kind of... Well, in Torment, it's very plain. It is a type of bird that they cooked, and they had a lot of very specific spices. We ate it a lot because it's kind of the only thing that they had. It would be nice to have that again.
Okay. Thanks.
Welcome.
It reminds me my small time in the mines. Oh, there used to be these lovely mushrooms. They had these big plump helmets at the top. You actually cut the top in halves and you make like a sandwich out of them. And you just put like some leftover meats and whatnot and cheese from the deli with that, and that worked a lot better than the bread. And that was quite nice. doesn't have to be fancy. It's just miner's lunch. Things seemed a lot simpler. Hindsight. I'm gonna side eye over to Dajar, just peeling off her skin. An inch towards the other side of the bath with a little hop.
What? What?
It's just,
Petting. You know, new scales, old scales, kind of. What to explain?
You gonna eat that?
He just mid-stop, like.
On
What?
on that note.
on that note, it's gone on that one.
Yeah. on that bombshell. So, Vellum.
I like. Sorry, I just had this mental image of Dajar piling the old skin and then just Grunk is sneaking over, just dragging it away. It's like
Gross.
A stray errant hand comes out from the bucket.
No. No, it's sucking on it like a big piece of spaghetti.
Oh my god, stop!
Gross.
it's
Okay.
good for it's got like for
So, Vellum, as
Nutritious.
fuck's sake. Vellum, you're looking for. Who are you looking for?
I forgot his name. The dude we just spoke to.
Oh, Warmaster Chak Iskal.
Jack, that was it.
Chak. I'll stick his name in the. Chak Iskal.
But yeah, he meanders for a while, and just sort of like is sort of kind of a floaty state. But like, if he sees sign of Jack, then the focus will realign, and he'll sort of make his way to where the hell he went.
All right. So a little bit of a searching. You don't find Chak, but there are a number of other order guards around the area that you can possibly ask.
Yeah, just like he'll sort of mildly snap out of his meandering as he catches them in his peripheral.
Did any of you see where the Warmaster went?
You see, you come upon one warrior cloaked in this sort of silver-looking plating with a number of obsidian silverish chainmail with obsidian plating, donned in a similar sort of leopard garb to the Warmaster, though probably holds less station here than him. And he says,
My assumption is the more dangerous the aminal you're wearing, the bigger your rank.
here. He kind of says from him, as far as I know, he went to the. He has gone to the other wall through the Waystone room.
Right, and where would that be?
Wait, you are with the new arrivals, yes? That the commander was waiting for.
Yeah, I'm just taking a walk and figure I'd make my way over now.
That would be. He kind of gives you a few directions, but kind of mentions. Unfortunately, this is restricted only to Order members, and those given special permissions by the commander herself.
That's fine, I didn't plan on going in, just waiting outside. And then he'll just wander off.
Kind of gives you a nod, and you make your way through a series of hallways that you follow those directions, and eventually you come upon what looks like a sort of large archway with a number of carved into either side of the archway. There are these long feathered serpents that kind of spiral up towards its apex, and it appears to be just a blank wall, much like you've seen with the front gate where you made your way through. This likely has a similar sort of security system with it. You can see a number of runes kind of decorated around the outside of the archway as well. This is likely the portal to the Waystone room.
Yeah. Well, since obviously there's no sign of anyone yet, he's going to just lean himself against the wall, have a sit down. If there's no chairs nearby, which I doubt there would be, just strewn about the hall, so he'll just keep his back to the wall and idle away the time looking at his Alshama amulet, just lost in thought.
Okay. Bit of time passes before there's this rumbling of stone, and you see where once you didn't see before, a seam seems to split down the centre of this wall, and the two sides of the wall seem to grind apart, and you can see the War Master is in the middle of what looks like some sort of runic incantation with his hands. You can see dirt smeared across the fingers, a small bowl in his hand, and you see, and he makes his way beyond the through the archway, sees you, gives you a surprised nod, and flanking behind him is the familiar face of Selma Dawnbringer.
As the sort of sounds of arrival occur, Velen will sort of just snap out of his lost daydreaming and stand up, dust himself off, and look over.
Oh, it's good to see you've made it out to the other side in one piece. I'll have to congratulate Severe.
It's been a long road. We can fill you in once we meet up with the others.
And he's gonna kind of look about, see if Selma's the only one who came.
You can see Selma and the War Master.
Concern.
So, where are the others?
Oh, they're taking a much needed bath at the moment. I figure they might be done soon, but I needed a walk to clear my head.
Right, very well. Tell the others to meet me in the main courtyard. Well, we can escort them to the command table, the command room. I think we need to discuss a few things.
We do, but I feel I should ask the obvious. Where is the one we left with you?
Ah, Fabia. She's in her room. Last we checked. Not too long ago. I can take you to see her if you like.
This side or that side?
On this, it's in the southern wall here. Here, I can take you to see here to put your mind at ease.
There's a pause before he just finally comes out with, "It would." Thank you.
Very well. All right, follow me, War Master. Go to the courtyard if you wouldn't mind. Right away. He gives a nod and a kind of a thump of the fist on his breastplate in salute. He marches off. So Selma begins to make her way, kind of leading you up through a series of stone sort of decorated halls, and eventually, after a good while of these zigzagging labyrinthine halls. One moment.
Secrets and lies, secrets and lies. Or if the baby jaguars, the trained baby jaguars invaded again.
Okay, so she leads you up through a series of halls and eventually through to what looks like a number of barracks, a number of guard quarters. You can see these sets of curtains that seem to not like fully close off the doors, the rooms, but just give the local guards some privacy, if you will. However, so you turn the corner and see an open set of. As Selma kind of points off towards a room at the far end, you can see a set of open curtains to a nearby room, and down at the end of the hall, you catch a glimpse of an armoured male figure carrying a smaller, limp body, carrying something on his back, and he turns the corner and you lose sight of him. Wait, what? Halt!
Meeting up like the second there was like, due to the fact that like all the guards here have had a very particular style of them, and that was not it. His reflex was just gone, sprint.
And immediately Selma bolts off after you. And presumably after this figure as well. You sprint around the corner, you see a Dahosian gatekeeper warrior carrying the limp body of Vadmir. And he's carrying her He's carrying her rucksack over his back, the same rucksack she was using to carry the egg. He has the egg. So you sprint down to the end of the hall. He's also sprint off towards the side. He's about 30 feet off.
Ah, that is perfect. I'm going to throw a sunray at his leg.
All right.
Let me double check something. I'm wondering if I can fighting spirit this, but I don't know if that's just
So for the sake of this, I'm just gonna
on weapon attack rolls, so I can fighting spirit to give this advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So just hold Alt here. This is mid sprint.
20. All right, 27. That would hit. You fling this specially crafted,
like a pinpoint streak of light in the air from the speed.
Impacts the back of the guard, and he stumbles and he continues into a full sprint.
I did specifically want to target his leg.
Mhm.
Make it harder for him to run.
All right.
Shit. And
Let's see. I'm just
yeah,
going to
obviously
make
I'm
a...
going to keep doing so until I am no longer able to do so. So let me know when I'm able to make another roll.
All right. So, you kind of the warrior kind of looks for some sort of nearby opening in the wall or some other stairway to lead him to an upper floor, and sees one such intersection at the end of the hall at a T intersection. You can now make another attack.
I would love to. I am going to happily burn another fighting spirit. I'm going to have to hit this twice because I've used one. That's 2 of my resources. I did that for tracking. None of these are crits, sadly, but they're pretty high rolls. I will get his other leg if possible.
All right. Go ahead and make a.
You know
20...
Ace Ventura, that bit? Yeah, it's going to be that.
Alright, so 25. Yep, that would hit for another 12 points of piercing damage.
My focus is slowing him down as much as possible while closing the gap as quickly as possible.
He kind of struggles to cross the threshold of the intersection as a javelin sticking out his leg, and you both hear this sudden strum of a fiddle, followed by a violet flash of light from behind the wall off to the side, and the warrior freezes in place mid-run. And you hear a familiar voice.
I swear, if this is Zerth again.
This is not how you woo a lady, my friend.
Is it really Zerth? Is your boy back?
It's really Zerth.
Oh my god.
Yep, the warrior falls over, frozen in place like a statue.
Oh, well,
egg-
Velen will immediately go to try and catch the precious cargo.
Yep, the egg kind of falls out the backpack, rolls come to a stop.
And Zerth will walk up and kind of lift up the egg, kind of looking at it curiously, like, this is odd, but it is something. And he's gonna walk over to where Vellum is charging forward. Meet him over near Vodmia.
Velen will sort of be tunnel visioned at the moment.
Alright.
Go see if Vodmia's okay.
Yep. Vodmir is kind of laid beneath this this warrior, who's just kind of frozen in place and petrified.
Shove him out of the way.
You just shove him out of the way. Vodmir is lying still on the ground.
I check for breathing and pulse.
She appears to be breathing. She does have a pulse.
Sorry, was that does or doesn't?
She does have a pulse. She is breathing.
Okay, good. I'm just gonna carefully pick her up. And Selma's likely arrived on the scene not shortly after, so she can handle this chunk. And then, like, the second he's found out that Vodmir is okay and not dead, he'll just snap out of it suddenly and look over at Zerth and just...
I don't know how are you here, but I'm glad you were.
Well, I just took the caravan before you. Actually, no, it was after you left. How did I get here before you?
I learned to stop questioning these things.
Oh. Well, it is just a way of life, Jess. Come on, we need to get her somewhere where she can... Zerth is going to look and try to ascertain what might be wrong with her, be it like a magical sense, or perhaps there's some mundane reason that she's limp and unconscious.
You can go ahead and make I'll say a medicine check for this. 18. You kind of check over her body for a moment, and you notice in the nape of her neck a small pinprick of a hole. It seems to be you can see sort of this slight greenish ichor around it.
It seems that she has been poisoned. And she's going to point out the mark to Vellum.
I'm gonna look around to the immediate party, including Zerth. The immediate group of people, rather, like Selma's there. I figure maybe some guards got.
You can see.
Anyone have any antitoxin or anything?
I'm going to double check something here real quick as well. Ooh, here we go. I do. And with that,
I'm gonna look him in the eyes first. Oh, is that Selma? Sorry, I thought it was a guard.
That's Selma.
Okay, it is Selma. Sorry, I just thought a guard rocked up and was like, "Hey, drink this."
No. Selma kind of makes her way over really quickly after having sort of shoved the warrior off to the side, and she's going to cast Lesser Restoration on Vladimir.
Ah, good. And that also proves that she's not a filthy scale. Filthy scale boy. You never know. Everyone could be a scale boy.
You kind of point out where this small abrasion in her neck is. She gently places a hand over the nape of Vladmir's neck. You kind of brush her hair away, and she channels this divine warmth into her neck, and pulls out what looks like this sickly trail of greenish black ichor. And Vladimir immediately comes back to consciousness. What happened?
It's alright, buddy. It's alright, buddy. I got you. You're safe.
Hello, little one. Welcome back to the world of the conscious.
Hello. I was just talking to a garden. What happened?
It's okay. Deep breaths. We'll fill you in. Just take it slow.
So at that point, Selma sort of looks towards the now. Actually, how long does paralysis last?
I think whole person is a minute.
Okay, so
He does have a javelin in each leg, though, so good luck getting up.
yeah, this is true. Selma looks over towards the warrior, who's now just sort of. You can see the paralysis starting to wear off as he's starting to move a few fingers. And with that, she takes him by the neck, slams him up against the wall, and is going to kind of examines him for a moment. I'm just going to do this just for the sake of it. It's there we go. Perception, or I'll do perception or investigation. Oh, well, there you go.
When she's on task, she's on point.
Yep, 21. You watch as she seems to notice something around his neck, and tears some sort of amulet, kind of lifting up out of his breastplate, and snaps away what looks like some sort of holy symbol. Closely examines it. I knew it. Guards! And with that, a series of guards begin to rush over from further down the hall. They take this warrior by the hand, by the arms, and Selma says, "Bind his mouth. Take him For the dungeons. We have another one. And they lead this guard off. She turns towards you, Zerth. Thank you for your initiative. Wait, I'm going into Zerth accent now.
It's infectious.
It is what I do best. It is fine. I am always here to save the day. And he makes a very flourishing bow.
If you could alert your friends, Willem, we have a lot to discuss.
Sort of like, still
Gee.
like the adrenaline of the scene at the moment fading.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I will.
Once again, hand to the earring.
Everyone, if you're able, come meet up with us. There's been a bit of an issue. Everything's fine for now, but just be careful on your way.
What is that, if I might ask? And she kind of points towards the egg that Zerth has.
It's nothing you need to worry about.
And I don't know if you saw in the chat even surreptitiously like put it over in demonic.
I did not. For some reason, nothing's coming up in.
Oh, you don't know demonic apparently.
Yep.
Oh, you should do, because you're.
That was weird. Well, I mean, even then the blurb would come up with the text if nothing came up. That's just weird.
So this here. I'll show you how things are appearing.
Oh, fucking.
Oh, that's because you need to try selecting your pog. It does weird things like that sometimes, where everything will suddenly be gibberish, because it's treating you as if you don't know common. So regular text doesn't come through, but if you select your pog, it'll apply the languages you do know, and then it will do that.
Oh, hey! Suddenly things are making sense.
Yep, I'm very aware of this book.
Then, yeah, he will surreptitiously put it away and just be like, let's just say when Vellum did it, he'd be like, okay, and he trusts Vellum enough to be like, sure, I won't ask questions now, and then he puts them away.
Do you want a sleight of hand, or because you rolled an insight? I assume that's for a reason.
Sleight of hand or deception?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna do deception.
Alright.
Is this where you're just gonna flex on us? Yeah.
Sometimes Earth's mouth is better than its hands, but only sometimes.
So as
Sometimes they both work just as hard.
So as Venom says, nothing you need to worry about. You very, which is impressive considering the egg now uncovered seems to shed bright light for about 5 feet. However, you very quickly smooth talking your way out of this, and you kind of hand it over towards Vellum, who quickly covers it.
Yeah, don't worry about the egg. It is just a simple thing that they were traveling with it earlier. It is fine. It is nothing to worry about. In fact, I think you should perhaps pay more attention to the individuals who tried to kidnap a small child and also steal something as well. So, how are we addressing that?
Agreed.
Well, I'd like to, well, since you now know about this, I think it might be best if we address this in the command room where it's secure, where there won't be any prying ears.
That is fine with you.
Can you clarify where we all gathered?
Vellum has told everyone that we're gathering, and to be careful on the way.
Okay. That's not good then. That's foreboding.
Yeah, Sal was already on her way out to get dressed and find Willem because she was thinking maybe he got lost.
Yeah. And then, like, as she's leaving, it's like, hey, get over here.
When Willem says get over here, does he know where here is? Because he was running down hallways.
like he's not thinking. he's just saying, hey, we're gonna meet up now. Be careful on the way. It's essentially what the conversation was. Say conversation, it was an announcement more like.
Oh boy, Snack was in trouble.
Alright. So, you are all led towards the main antechamber, the main courtyard, where War Master Chak is there, waiting for you all. You've all gotten dressed, gotten your things in order. Selma.
How do I recover ammo?
Oh.
Yeah, because I need those sun rays back.
Well,
Please highlight the number and +1.
Yeah, normally it just gives you an option, but because we weren't in combat, I assume.
Yeah.
it doesn't,
Okay,
like,
so
track
it would
it.
pop up normally. Alright, got it. I'll just add it back on.
Yeah.
Sorry, those are masterwork and have a trait on them. They took work.
yeah. So, Selma addresses you all. Most of you now fresh faced from the bathhouse. Right, it's good to see that you've all made it to the other wall here. If you'll follow me, please. And she leads you through a series of chambers. War Master Chak stands behind her and seems and kind of he addresses you in a sort of hushed tone, kind of looking around, making sure that no one's eavesdropping as you're making your way up.
Sorry, I just saw Grunker's mess.
God, gross.
Just casually munching on it on the way.
Oh my god.
It's chewy.
It's like those bubblegum fruit wind-ups.
Oh, that's baba baba.
It's like the roll of tape of gum.
Packed with flavor.
So, War Master Chak kind of addresses you all in hushed tones. Things be rather tense here of late. Be watchful of who you speak to. Keep any knowledge of what you might have seen in the bog till the briefing. Commander Dawnbringer puts her trust in you, so will I. You told her there were pretenders in our ranks in disguise. At least one of you did. And looks around.
Repeat that again.
He says, you told her there were pretenders in our ranks in disguise.
Oh, right. I said that. Sent a message to Selma about it.
Kind of, he nods. Selma goes, we managed to capture one of them a couple of days ago. In all our years, we never thought we might see a living, breathing dragonborn. Tricky thing to capture, use its breath to cloak itself in shadow. So we gagged it. It's tied up in the dungeons, secret from everyone else beyond a select few that I know are not pretenders in our midst.
Have you been able to get anybody or get any of the other ones to talk?
Aye. We do know. We've been interrogating it for the past few days. We know there's at least 9 among the Order's ranks. We've not made this public knowledge, lest they flee or start dispatching people upon knowledge they've been discovered. Our scholars identified this, some of the things they've been holding in their midst. Sending stones. So we know it's using those to communicate. We were lucky we were able to catch the one we did before it could alert the others. Now, then the Ballmaster Chak continues. We were disguised as Lieutenant Tzakol. But the tricksy Rattan thing behaving all suspicious, speaking some sort of strange language into that stone. Well, it were disguised. Seemed like it got some bad news. Bad news enough to make it some fatal mistakes. Sorry, bad news enough to make some fatal mistakes.
Yeah, that came through.
Yeah,
That came
okay.
through. Yeah, about that. Since we did kill the lady, that would put them at odds.
When you say the lady, are you talking about Mortredax?
Exactly.
So you kill the dragon.
Twice.
Yes.
Man, I miss all the fun stuff. Okay.
That's not fun.
At some point in time, I would very much appreciate it if you would perhaps fill me on the goings of what happened.
We will.
Hello, by the way. How are all of you doing? It has been quite some time.
It has.
Alive.
Well,
what's that?
I can see that you are stand. Do you stand? I guess you standing right before me.
There is a lot to talk about, Sirth. But right here, right now.
Oh,
I
of
am-
course, it is for a later time. I do not wish you to. Obviously, this is something that is very important. If you want to, I can talk to the prisoners and perhaps get them to say a few things that they normally would not.
That would be a great help in probably solving all this. Also, is that new horn ornament I see?
Yes, it is nice, is it not? And he does like little poses. It's like I
It
thought I
suits-
needed a little bit more pizzazz.
It
Oh, thank you.
suits you
Thank very much.
nicely.
It's okay, you can say it. I look really good, don't I not? Yes.
So I
I
just
love
sort
that we're
of,
just having a casual conversation about jewelry.
It fits with my golden fiddle, and he holds up a gold fiddle.
Sarah just sort of cracks a smile and sees the gold fill and just be like, "Okay, sir, you got me then."
Yeah. A lot of things have changed since we last met. But I'm sorry, I interrupted this. Please, you're having a serious conversation. It's okay. I'll just be over here. And he like sidesteps, like stage sidesteps, and then he just starts slowly playing a fiddle, like a very slow, kind of somber tune.
Ambience.
Yep.
For sake of ease and not restating what we've done recently, we sort of just hand wave we fill them in on what we've been through deal.
So yeah.
Obviously omitting the sensitive details that we're not...
Before that happens,
oh, sorry.
you're all led up through a series of ascending staircases. You pass a number of small mess halls where a number of gatekeeper warriors are eating their meals. Eventually, you're led to a tall stone chamber, emerging through a pair of red banners denoting, kind of embroidered with the golden sigil of the Order. The chamber is illuminated by the orange of burning braziers and the pale light of the Morbog filtering in through the top of a number of openings above. shining down shafts of light, of a pale light that illuminate a large stone visage at the other end of the chamber. There's an offering table in front of it. In the centre of the chamber is a large, round stone altar raised by about 3 feet. An equally large roll of parchment across it illustrates the entirety of the Morbog, with a number of stone idols to represent troop movement across it. The War Master silently nods at a number of other warriors of high standing, a quiet dismissal, before they leave the chamber through the banner. Selma and Chak gather around the table. So, before I begin with what I've been doing, I'd like to hear your stories and see if brought back members of our order who've been missing for months. You mentioned you killed Mortathax, the daughter of Night herself. I see you've got proof of that with that grisly-looking ornament on the front of your metallic ram. Do you have any other, how do I say this, pieces of her?
Thou just turns and looks to Angus.
Turns, looks to Liska.
He's gonna slowly reach into his bag. Slowly withdraw what looks to be still somewhat large, but perhaps a finger bone from a claw or a talon. He's just gonna simply and quietly say, "Soup bowl."
Selma kind of holds out a gauntleted hand. I'd like to see that for a moment.
I'm not sure how much flavor's left in the mirror at this point. I'll have to rotate to another. And he passes it over.
She gives you a very strange look at that comment. And
What?
she kind of examines the claw in her hands for a moment, and watches her eyes glow with a white light. She examines it. And her eyes go wide. So the head and this claw, it's real.
We would have gotten a second head, but... Well, she kinda did something that made that quite impossible.
Yes. Oh.
It's real. The daughter of Night is no more.
I'd say so.
She's dead.
She sighs, and you can see a visible slump in her broad shoulders. So many lives of our men have been taken by her. Ever since I became commander, we've tried to slay her for years, but never managed to catch a hold of her. Always lost her trail whenever we got too close. It's like she vanished. Like the shadows clung to her.
But she probably turned invisible. She could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did that a few times.
It's like she vanished. That's because she did. Oh yeah, I just love that exchange.
Well, now she's gone at least. It almost doesn't seem real.
No, it wasn't real the first time.
She just couldn't feel more real.
She had a clone ready for whenever she went kaput, and well, she doesn't anymore.
Oh, right. The guard.
We killed that clone, and then we killed a clump of meat in a. Grunka, you have the little goo vial. Can she see it?
Oh yeah, brings out the vial of
Clone juice.
clone juice.
Fetus soup.
Wait, it was Liska that killed the clone that was in the vat, right?
No,
No.
No.
that
I think
was
everyone shot the shit out of it the second we knew where it was and what it was.
He shot the shit out of it, and then it was brought up.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
Yeah.
stabbed it. Like, South shot it.
Oh, that's what it was?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask who cast Fetus Deletus.
That was Sal with her turret.
He just
Gun.
Yeah, yeah. He Sal
Or gun.
nicked her in the back of the head and killed the clone. So twice.
No, the
Yeah.
fetus in the thing.
fetus.
Oh.
Yeah, I shot that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna hold up the little like vial of whatever this is.
Might I see that as well?
Maybe. Here you go. Here you go.
Takes the vial for a moment,
Don't,
and you see
don't drink all of it.
her eyes are still sort of glowing, and she takes the vial, gives it a look over. No, I've no intention of imbibing this foul substance.
I'd recommend against it, even if you were to try it.
If you do, let me know how it tastes.
Angus.
Why, Angus?
She
It's important to properly record someone's death.
she slides the
Not
vial
wrong.
back over to Grunka. I've heard of some powerful necromancers that are able to come back from the dead with some sort of malformed clone of sorts. Not sure how it works, but I think you've done this order a great service. We owe a great debt to all of you.
But what is that debt?
She kind of thinks for a moment, and
That's a real question.
kind of whispers for a moment, and leans down towards Jack. Kind of whispers in his ear for a moment. Jack nods, makes his way off, out of the room. He'll be back with your reward.
Oh, there was an actual reward. Normally we're just used to nice words, so hey, thanks. Thumbs up.
Oh, and
We used some nice words.
the Jar gives some
You killed like twice.
the written reports of the things they've done.
Best luck.
He takes the notes, kind of gives them a brief once over for a few seconds. There's a lot here. I'll have to look over this when I have some time. Thank you.
Well, trust
Of
me,
course.
I'm sure the Shar has been thorough in her writing, but I am pretty certain she has missed out on some parts of it. A lot happened.
Yes. Look, when you're doing stuff in rapid succession, things will get missed.
So what happened out there?
It's just, there's gonna be a very just like overt turn to Vellum. You right to talk about it, lad? Do you need to step outside?
He pauses, but then there's a slow nod. I'm alright to talk about it, just, you know, some of the details are going to be a bit raw.
Okay. Simple nothing. I guess I'll start us off. To give a brief overview, it all began as we got about halfway through the bog or so, we started noticing the holes in the ground, one after the other, kind of odd, it was a little difficult to navigate, and we were able to come across some Dragonborn types. That's what the word is of that. The odd monster ilk, and they were searching for tributes, buried things, old kingdoms and the like. And that gave us our very first introduction, kept a prisoner from an attack, and started our information gathering there. From then on, well, unfortunately things escalated with prisoners and finding someone called Tikalia. It's gonna kind of turn, look to Liska, who I assume is in the war, or in the room.
I should also mention, Tikali is with you. She's sticking with you for now, lest, yeah, in case she, in case she gets discovered on her own and there's no one there to vouch for her, you know.
Absolutely. Liska's in the room.
Yeah.
So Angus is gonna turn and crane his neck the fuck up and look at Liska. Would you like to sort of take from there?
What, after we found Tikalia?
Uh-huh.
I mean, after that, we went back, we were exploring some things, and Vellum got, well, we pissed off Mortifex, we fought at a, like, run-down keep fort or something like that, and then we killed her, we made fun of her. She apparently had that clone thing that you were talking about, because she came like a couple of nights later. Well, she did not come, but a few of her like subordinates came, and they kidnapped Vellum. And we were like, oh, we have to get Vellum back, and so we started kind of marching towards her big hideouts and whatnot, and we learned some stuff along the way. We go in, we're like, oh hey, they probably have a lot of other people captured as well, and we sneak in, we disable some traps, we get some help from some dead people, and then we free Vellum, we free a whole lot of your scouts, and then we go up and kill Mortifex again. That's 2 times. Above and below a lake of acid. Because we're talented. Oh, and then we came back here.
So Selma kind of, you can visibly see in her face she's trying to take all of this in. A lot of that was very vague, but I will. There are. I'll have to inquire with the other scouts, gather the details there as well. So.
It's not that we want to be vague about it, it is just that to summarize things we have to just cut out entire parts. The very act of just rescuing Vellum was eventful.
I imagine very taxing as well.
Yes.
A lot's happened.
I think what might be best if I get the specifics from the other scouts. You all look very haggard. To be quite honest.
Oh, important specific. we did clear out her hive nest place. Was an old temple of my people. And now it's guarded by the legions of their spirits, willingly instead of forced through necromancy. I would not go there. It's not safe. It is safe. It's safe for dwarves. It's been claimed, so I'd be careful before anything like, let's go rebuild the sunken temple ziggurats, or no, that won't go well. So nothing evil or bad will come out of that now that it's gone and they're all driven off, but still be careful going in those regions if you're gonna try and loot him. Won't go great.
I will alert my scouts to steer clear of that, please.
Aye. But if you want, you can start setting up any kind of infrastructure or build communication like bridges and whatnot there if you want to do some trade. Gonna be sending some lads down to work on rebuilding and repopulating it. Thumbs up.
She gives a look of consideration. Doesn't say anything, but you gather that there's a curiosity to her gaze, and she nods.
There's one important thing about the bog and everything, and he's just gonna tell him. It's not really gonna be able to block her sight of what he's saying or anything, or even the sound. He's just gonna over to Vellum and kind of like hand over his mouth a little bit. Do you want to tell her about the tree that came back? And your friend?
Right, yeah, we came across this old grove, kind of druidic type place, and a story that's a bit too long to say right now. It's been restored, and there's a dryad there that tends to it, so there's something of a uncorrupted pocket in the Morbog that might be worth noting. Just be respectful and careful when your folk go there, and it should be a safe place to at least cope with anything outside of it.
She thinks for a moment, and as if to recall something, and says, "Some of our scouts a few months ago came back reporting about moving trees and wailing sounds, and I believe I know the place you're talking about."
Yeah, that's the one, but it's a lot better than it was now.
And you're telling me that a tree's growing there now?
Well, more than that, but yeah, I'm sure your lads will be able to do a full report. Just letting you know to be careful and respectful going in.
I will certainly have to send a scouting team over there. Interesting. Nowt green has grown in these lands for thousands of years. What you're telling me now.
It wasn't just green, there's pinks and golds and sparkles and lights in the air. And the spirit thing. It's right, something special. I've never had as good of a night's sleep as there. Isn't that right? It's all 'cause you wanted to say hi to the little tree lady that was off there hanging with the noose. And he pats Vellum on the back.
Yeah, part of that long story. Maybe I'll fill you in at the details at some point.
I should like to hear the details of this.
Well,
I guess he sort of rubs his eyes a little bit with his free hand, obviously, because the other arm is holding Vladimir. We came across a ghost, a spirit of some kind. It seemed pitiable, and I took probably a stupid chance to try and talk to him. And that spirit turned out to be that of the Dryad in the Grove. Whatever messed that place up, but messed her up thoroughly. And we ended up there and dealt with the problem at hand, and I still don't know all the details of it. I ain't magically inclined. But she was made whole and became the tree that was it. Now, things are better there.
He's gonna make another Arcana check.
Yeah, sorry. Between Vellum's current mental state and the fact that he doesn't know what the fuck, he still doesn't know all the details of what the fuck happened. It's a spotty retelling.
Actually, that'll be more of a nature check for this.
I mean, it's still a 19.
Yeah. What you speak about sounds remarkably like Dryad. You telling me you encountered a Dryad?
Yeah, first the spirit one, I guess, and then we ended up bringing her back to the Grove, and some shit happened, and now she's alive again, I guess. But yeah.
I recall some rumors about when this place used to be green thousands of years ago. There are many groves, many groves. It used to be the homeland for the Dryads, but beyond that, don't know much else.
Well, her name's Ava, and she might be agreeable if you boys say that they know us or whatever.
Yeah, we sent them, I think, and I guess if you don't go chopping down their trees and are nice, you drive off some of the ilk at the edge of it, they'd probably appreciate it.
She might even be happy for the company, provided, they don't do anything stupid.
They'll bring a splitting axe.
The groves were cursed before by the Mother Mora. We broke that curse.
The moment you say the name, her gaze becomes stony and there's an air of concern around her look. So it is true. This place is Mother Mora does indeed roam the Morbok.
From the evidence of what we saw in the blighted swamps, yes. Already had too much to deal with as it was, so we wanted to leave as much as possible.
That must be the connection between them. These rumors of moving huts on great stilted legs. Some of our scouts have reported seeing such sightings in the blighted swamps.
Right. Just before going into the blighted swamps, there is an area where the Morbok gets relatively dark. Be sure to carry any lights or spells of note that deal with sunlight. There are shadows that will kill you.
There are a number of our scouts which can expunge the shadows with sunlight. Aye.
Careful of that place.
Very well. But there's also the matter of... well, I fear you're not yet out of the clearing. There's a... You mentioned infiltrators in our ranks. From what you've been telling me about these Black Dragonborn, I assume they are or were in league with Mortithax.
Word.
Well, they may still be devoted to her, alive or dead, but yeah.
Well, I've made some progress since I heard your message. At first I was doubtful about spies until I did some digging. I found some discrepancies in the supply logs. Most wouldn't notice them, but there's a distinct and disproportionate amount of supplies being ferried out of the walls and into the Moorbog. Slight at first, but as the years go on, the logs, it's noticeable by those who pay attention. This order is very much decentralised. Either wall has its own autonomy and sustains itself, free to carry out its own duties as it sees fit. But there is mutual cooperation between both walls. More efficient that way. Whenever we need to check cargo being ferried by the walls by caravans, that job is left up to the quartermasters.
Ain't much.
No.
And if the quartermaster is in on it, then
That's where the discrepancies shift.
Indeed. Quartermasters Bilgar Groutbeard, Quartermaster Akal. They've been with us for years. We've been examining their behaviour for the last couple of days. Something's got them panicking. They're in on it too. It should be easy to see their mistakes.
It might be worth checking through who we managed to rescue. Because chances are, if it's any of the folk that you think are at the walls, then that pretty much paints a clear picture of who might be replaced already.
Indeed. Now, to deal with these infiltrators, I did come up with a plan. As risky as it is, it was to subtly check everyone's amulets under the guise of maintenance. It's a common practice in the Order to keep one's holy symbol on display and in pristine condition. From the basics I know about magic, certain effects require certain runes to work. We found divination runes on the amulet we took from that dragonborn we discovered. And the one that I found recently, or we found recently, kind of looks to you, Willem, as she holds up the holy symbol that she ripped off of the warrior's neck. And she points out what looks like small divots, small, almost unnoticeable runes around the edge of this holy symbol, which kind of slides it over towards all of you. It appears to be an amulet, a Banzalan holy symbol.
Oh man.
It appears
Interesting.
that they are disguising their amulets as holy symbols.
Yeah.
She says, Unless you know what to look for in a magical amulet, no one will be any the wiser. If any of you have any input on what we can possibly do, I'm open to suggestions.
You know, identify is a good one, where you can easily tell what the magic item is. Especially if you're doing this maintenance on your holy symbols, you'll know straight away.
What question, but I kinda have to ask. Each of their holy symbols are of a magical nature, yes?
Each holy symbol carries its own faint aura of divination, of divine magic. Yes. But
Right.
from what I've been able to identify with this amulet, it carries a very strong aura of divination.
Difference?
Yeah, I have a thought. To be clear, what exactly does this amulet do?
What kind of gives you the go-ahead to show?
It protects you from being scryed upon from afar, and all types of divination magic.
Well, can you just to clarify, what do you mean when it protects you? Are you invisible? Do the spells fail when they glance at you? How does that protection work?
When, let's say, I use my scrying spell upon, let's say, Liska, and she had that type of amulet, I would not be able to use that spell. It would fizzle.
Would the spell fizzle?
Yeah.
Or would you just not be able to see them with it, but you could see anyone else?
No, if I would target someone specifically, let's say Liska, it would fail. Yes, that's it.
What about that one is like you're peering around an area with a crystal ball?
That I would not
You're not
be
just
able to
targeting them.
I wouldn't.
You just wouldn't be able to see them.
Exactly, I wouldn't be able to see them at all.
Do that where people sleep. See whose bed's empty.
That might actually be not a bad idea. Requires a bit of setup, but...
You know, if everybody's got to line up at a time, you know, everybody line up for muster, they aren't told they're being scried on, right? It's just, look at the muster field, everybody's in rank and file, where's the pocket? You know? Because if you've got, you know, 10 men across and 5 deep, and they're all filled, and you have a gap, you have a gap! It's not hard, and if everybody's lined up by name or by whatever
rank.
Their number is.
You see, the issue with that is that you have a chance to save against this dry spell to begin with. So, especially if you're not trying to tell the people, you could just be unlucky and half the battalion suddenly is not there in this dry spell.
Hold on.
But doesn't I don't know how. Hold on, let me think. Was that Liska or was that
That was Earth. Liskus doesn't know about magic.
That's what I was thinking.
Because scrying specifically targets a person. Like, you can't
So-
scry a space.
I have an idea. There's a spell that I recently learned, True Seeing. An easy see someone for who they are, or what they are.
A powerful spell.
And I need to make the ointment first for that to be effective, but I have
Is there
Well-
is there a spell that lets you see a whole area rather than just a single person?
With True Sight, you see entire area. You, the person, sees, let's say, this entire room. If there's 5 people in there, you'll see the traitor. As simple as that.
It would be like detect magic.
Someone kind of says from True, seeing I've heard of that spell. It's very powerful. Unfortunately, as skilled as my worries are, spellcasters in these walls, I don't believe anyone in the Order is powerful enough to wield that spell.
Angus just raises his hand.
And so this is
Just the other day, so she could see the book. What? You can do it now?
Yeah.
That fucking fast, and you learned how? It's not even this.
Look, I
Okay.
just.
Look, Angus, she did have a read of Mortefax's, various spells and such.
Why we were coming here, so.
Wait, so you're saying you're able to cast the spell?
Yes, I can cast that spell. Need the ingredients to make the ointment first.
Sal sort of thumbs over to Angus too.
And so does he.
Well, this
More eyes
might,
means quicker work.
this could certainly make things a lot easier for us.
Aye, it does make your eyes burn something fierce. Hell of a tingle. Blinds you for a wee bit if you don't have the proper fucking ointment, as she says. So, we gotta make the special eye cream, but if we can do that, then we can cast a spell. Otherwise, you got about a second of true sight, and then you just go, and it just doesn't work. It's like allergic reaction to the magic without it.
So what do you need for this this True Sight?
Let's
Gonna
see.
turn to good old Dejar.
25 gold pieces of mushroom powder, saffron, and fat.
Saffron. Rest can be procured, but saffron we may need to do a bit of digging in the Rayleigh's pantry.
Question.
It's possible. We may be able to get you the components needed.
Do you have any of the nature-y magic folks?
The southern wall here, we do. Yes.
I wonder if specifically for such a thing, if they'd be able to make a plant grow. So even though you might only have a little bit, maybe it can revitalize the plant and make it sprout off more little ends, so that way you don't run out, to really stretch in a limited supply.
Someone nods. That could be done.
They have some kind of druidic craft for it. I don't understand how it works. It's beyond my training. But I've heard that it can happen.
We do have a few Takandan druids here in the southern wall. May be able to help with that.
Good.
Let's see, True Sight. How long would that last?
About an hour?
Yeah,
As he
sounds
turns
right.
the jar.
An hour.
Aye.
Chuck and I, we could organise a group, a broad change of patrols. This would require at least a third of the Order to gather at this wall here into our observation. It will be mandatory. I'll see to it.
Make a suggestion.
Is it?
Changing up patrols is kind of a red flag. But coming back, people coming through, having a feast, Not everyone will want to show up for a patrol, might try and do something to dodge it. Or who knows, somebody could get hurt early on and, oh, they missed a person that was gonna, you know, see him. But the person with true sight doesn't have to be the one who casts the spell. Which means, if I cooked a big surprise dinner,
In the
I don't think
celebration,
even a traitor would turn.
in the celebration of Mortathax's death,
Not even a traitor would pass that up.
They probably wouldn't even try to pass it up, mostly because if they did, well,
aye,
it's kind of a clear indicator.
certain people don't show
They
up. We know
probably-
who our suspects are.
It's very suspect if you don't show up for the celebration with the person that's been tormenting you. And, on top of that, you might have some cooks and whatnot here, but most people probably survive on basic rations. They probably want a nice meal anyway.
They change of pace.
Aye. Of course,
And then you just have a couple folks with that, and they just make note. Just call them up by name as for the line to make sure everybody gets one share, even and fair. And you have a perfect system that no one would want to dodge.
now that's no idea. Of course, we're going to need at least a third of the order to be at these celebrations at any one time. I'll need to keep 2/3 to watch the walls. That will be at least a thousand people for a third of our order. The main
Oh,
hall.
it sounds like we're having a 3-day weekend festival.
Precisely.
Cersei's gonna step forward. Rena's like, so I just, I am all for festivals. I love, a good feast. But again, it seems like the spells that you're using, this whole rigmarole seems a bit, complicated. Perhaps I can just go speak to the gentleman in the dungeon and he can just tell me who all his friends are and pretending to be.
I mean, I wouldn't mind joining you with that. I can detect thoughts.
Oh, I was just going to make him tell me, but if you want to use more magic, that is fine.
I just want to watch Zerth do it. He's got a way with words,
I do have a way with words.
Wouldn't be opposed to making this any.
You could tell me I'm just thinning.
I wouldn't
That's
be
true.
opposed to.
I swear, I see some growing back. Sorry, what was that?
But I wouldn't oppose to be making this easier for ourselves.
Then we'll have the festival afterwards to celebrate.
Yes.
Just
Or,
wanna
it thinks.
for kitchen.
Yes, I can
We'll
tell.
work out a witch stove for a month and a half.
So Sir's like, so is this a yes or a no? Like, what are we doing? Like, you can still prepare and do all your fancy true sights thing bullshit, but like, if I want to, like, do I have to go ahead to go talk to this gentleman?
You have.
He can escort you
Because
down to the
even if-
dungeons, and you might be able to attempt this.
Even if he were to give up some of them, I doubt he would give up all of them.
Oh, it very much depends on how persuasive I am.
He might not
I'm-
know everyone there is.
Look, Seth, I'm pretty sure you could ask a rock to fracture and it would.
I have a way with things.
Hey, Grunka.
Oh, no, not
And there's the rock for you.
So it seems like we have a plan then.
Yes.
I
would like to think so.
I'll join you for your discussion, if I might. I'd like to see how this beast ends up handling themselves when clearly caught in their own trap. Brings me a bit of bit of joy.
I have a question though. This amulet that they have, is it a prevent anything from like affecting them, magic or otherwise?
It's strictly more for divination.
Like so detection and things of that nature?
Yes.
Okay. Then everything will be just fine. And he...
Enchantment? As he wiggles his eyebrows.
I mean, sure, you can suggest if that's what you want to call it. I like to think of it as a friendly suggestion.
It's true.
Right. If you would, please escort, I guess, me and a few of my friends.
Selma nods, and it's at that point that Chuck comes in with a number of small brown satchels. Ah, Chuck, you've come with rewards for these fine people. Chuck nods. He places a number of these satchels on the table, and I will see how much is there.
Money.
Money.
Let's see, quest log in progress. Alright. So, each of you get, let's see, your group in total 30 platinum slats, each worth, let's see, each worth about 100 gold each, so a total of 3,000 gold.
Damn.
Divvy up them
In terms of
slats.
slats. We each get 30, correct?
Love me some slats.
Flats.
Was it 30 each? Or...
I think it's 30 total.
It's not that kind of slats.
Yeah,
Oh, 30 total.
30 total divided by 6.
It's 5.
5.
How many slats were? How many coins were slats?
100 gold each.
So each get 5. So each get 500 gold.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Where's my sheet?
I thought it's
There's my
Alrighty.
Yeah, we each get 5.
And also, if you need anything from our suppliers, I'm sure they'll be able to give you quite a substantial discount.
Alright.
Alrighty then.
Oh,
Oh, that's handy. It tells the DM when money has been changed. Nice. Alright, well, if it's all the same to the rest of you, I think I may take a look around the merchants and maybe rest up.
might end
Well,
up doing the same.
Yeah, Liska's gonna kind of move over and stand beside Vellum and Batman and be like, I also think that perhaps that we should, take Vadmir to a safe place.
Agreed.
Oh.
But now you're sticking with
right.
what's got it.
Is this the first time that somebody's tried to take her? Or the egg?
I mean, I think people try to kidnap her down on the ground. Like,
Well, I mean here.
We try to take her.
I would
That's
assume
what?
so.
That is a question to Selma.
Yes.
Oh, wait. So, what was the question to her?
Is this the first time
Is this the
somebody's made an attempt to kidnap Vadmir?
As far as I'm aware, not sure. Maybe they're desperate. I don't know what they want with Vatmia, but can't be good.
You know, she's right here. You are talking like she's not.
Yeah. Have you seen anyone suspicious during your time here, Vati?
They were yesterday. They were a couple of people outside of Vatmia's room talking in a strange language.
I know it's a lot right now. You might still be a little woozy, but do you think you could describe them for us?
She kind of thinks to herself for a moment. One looked like a dwarf, bald, a light skin, small beard. I do not know what the other one looked like. Human? Hey, Vatmia is very tired.
It's okay. It's okay. If you think of anything later, you let us know. All right. Come on, let's get you somewhere safe and you can rest. Maybe swing by the merchants and get you something nice.
Okay. And she just kind of just slumps in your arms. Still dealing with a little bit of the poison that's left, but it's not enough to affect her.
Oh yeah, that's why Velen's been carrying it this entire time. He knows firsthand how much that shit fucks you up.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And with that, he'll carefully stand up and head out with Liska.
Okay.
Since she made a point of being like glue.
And with that, Selma is going to. Both Selma and Chak are going to lead Zerth towards the dungeons. Who's joining them?
Dishar will.
Okay.
Yep.
Time to reserve a nice friendly chat.
Oh yeah. Friendly chats.
Sao's gonna tag along just to see, but she's gonna mostly be staying in the background for that.
Hey Jane, you're gonna yes, the shop access, wonderful, exactly what I was going to ask. Now, quick question before we go into that whole scene. You mentioned discounts. Are they applied, or do we need to take them into consideration when we're buying things?
I need to actually do that for you. Let me go ahead and see. Buy price modifier.
Oh man, Severe! What's he doing here?
It's your boy.
He's here.
He's the bow maker, apparently.
Yeah,
I want to give him a tip.
That'd be time. I mean, we're going to be here for a bit.
Me.
Yeah, definitely.
Setting.
He deserves it.
Buy price modifier.
I mean, nothing. Don't worry about it.
I'm curious. I'm absolutely
Which
curious.
doctor looking rather fine?
Yeah,
I mean,
you know?
yeah, like true facts. Like girl looking like damn.
All of these are pretty good.
Yeah,
I like
you
this.
know?
It is very, very, very culturally relevant.
What the fuck is a reliquary? The fuck?
Reliquary is a place for holy items, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna check out
The witch
some
doctor.
stuff here.
I'm
No,
gonna look at
just
it.
gonna check out what they have.
I know, I was making a joke.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the.
Well, we all know
That's
where
the
I'm
magic.
going.
Yeah, I know, but still. Yes, I'm just
Yo.
curious. Ooh, what? Ooh, on the fire.
Wait, hang the fuck on. Electrum? What the fuck is this doing here? Get this shit out of here.
Oh fuck's sake! Hang on.
I
Let's see,
take
merchant
offense to this.
settings. Hang on.
There's literally parts of Electrum.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of that. Item pile.
Badge of Savant. Transportation. I'm instantly gonna get that one. Hell
Well,
yes.
you're not at the merchant right now. You're watching an interrogation. I mean, friendly chat.
But I'm just looking.
Let's see.
A girl can look.
Wait, currencies. Here we go.
Yeah.
Why the? Okay, so Electrum shouldn't be on there.
No, I mean, there's literally bars of Electrum for sale.
Right. Okay.
Is it actually a material in the world that I need to hate now?
Hey, Ducky.
Mithril.
Yeah.
I see a wind fan in here.
Well, let's not get crazy right now. We got a scene to do. And I'm the only one who's there, so the only one who gets to look, except for maybe Liska.
I know.
I'm gonna be idly looking at this in the background while the scene is going on, just so I know for future reference. But yeah,
Okay.
we have a scene.
So
Yep.
you are all led down a series of deep, tight hallways, kind of that seem to spiral. Yes, it's 75% discount. So not that they're so they're worth 25% less. There you go.
Okay, is it automatically applied so I can go straight to buy?
Yes, it should be automatically applied now.
Alright then, carry on.
So you're led down a series of spiraling, snaking hallways. You can see a number of ornate-looking stone carvings of again of these long feathered serpents that wind and wave their way down these spiral staircases until you're eventually led to this dingy-looking. Bloody hell! I don't have the ambient scene up. This dingy-looking small dungeon. You can see a number of hallways seem to denote various kind of walkways, alleys, or with like cages on either side. And as you pass a number of them, you can see one. I'm blanking here. One small one. Yeah, there we go. That's the word. One small dungeon cell, where you can see bound up and sort of like tied, hands around the back, and a sort of an impromptu gag around the mouth, in order to prevent the snout, the jaws from opening. You can see a black dragonborn in dark leathers. No weapon seemingly on him. And in the next cage over, you can see the Dahosian warrior that you encountered earlier, who also appears to be tied with his hands around the back and a sort of gag around the mouth as well. Selma says, "You've got visitors. Look lively." He gestures towards you, Zerth, as Chuck fumbles with a number of keys, creaks open the doors, or one of the doors. And you're allowed inside.
Alright. Zerth is going to... Which way's the Dragonborn facing, and is he still gagged?
He still appears to be gagged. He's facing... He appears to be facing towards the corner of the room. Kind of looks over his shoulder with this snarl across his snout. as you make your way in. Selma kind of leans in towards you. I'd be wary about keeping that gag on. They tend to be able to turn invisible with their breath.
Interesting. Alright, let's see. What is a good way to do this? While the player actually thinks of a good way to incorporate as much as he could into this. Let's see. If okay. Let's see. Okay.
Dragonborn gives a snarl at you.
Zerth is just going to, like, Zerth standing there, just kind of like a finger tapping his lips as he's thinking. Like the Dragonborn snarls, and Zerth just like casually waves it away, just like whatever. I don't care right now. Okay.
Big think.
So Zerth is going to cast Suggestion, if that wasn't obvious, and you will target the Dragonborn. Are they in separate cells?
They appear to be in separate cells. Yes. They're not like open cages. You can't see the other Dragonborn, or well, you can't see the warrior through the wall.
Okay, good. So they are cordoned off and they can't interact. Okay, cool. Zerth will cast Suggestion, and he will look at the Dragonborn and say, "You will stay here," gesturing to the cell, "and happily answer any and all questions asked of you by us," he motions to the people in the room, "who you all consider as your closest allies. Yes?"
Let's see. Does he need to make a wisdom save?
He needs to make a save, yes.
Alright.
Charm person? Or suggestion? I'm excited to find out.
Oh, it'll be a suggestion.
I suggest you stop being a bitch and answer my question.
Nope.
That's a fail.
The Black Dragonborn notice you kind of casting the spell. Wait, does he need to make it with advantage if he's aware of you doing it, like with charm?
Not combat.
If you're an enemy, you get advantage. Oh, that's charm person. You get advantage. Yeah.
Charm and dominate person.
Yeah,
this is just
okay.
Yeah.
All right then. So you weave your hands in this very kind of this flourishing this flourishing movement, and this puff of extravagantly gorgeous looking glittering violet mist kind of snaps in your hand, and there's this brief flash of purple light in the Dragonborn's eyes, and immediately it seems to relax against the bindings and gives you a nod.
Alright. Yeah, so Zerth is going to, given that everything was as is, he's going to turn and be like, "Can you just close and lock the door, please, just in case?"
Chuck nods. You hear the gate shut behind you.
Okay. Thank you for that sound effect. Zerth will come up and he will kind of take out the gag. And is the guy bound in rope and manacles or anything like that?
Both rope and manacles. They were being extra secure with this individual.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Zerth will take out the gag and be like, "I'm terribly sorry. I do not have the keys to your manacle or ropes, but if you wish, I can, would you like to stand or do something so you can, stretch your legs or something of that nature?"
And because of your headband, you understand this language, Draconic.
Yes.
Let me stand.
Like here, and Zerth's gonna help him up.
You lift him to his feet, and you notice out of the corner of your eye, both Selma and Chuck seem almost bewildered and confused by this.
Okay. There we go. See, that is so much better, is it not? And my friends and I, our friends, in motions to, treating the Dragonborn as a friend, have had a lot of issue with some infiltration of Dragonborn. But you would know how to help with that, yes? You know all your fellow Dragonborn allies?
Yes, I am familiar with them, yes.
Okay. Do you also know the appearances that they are using to mask themselves?
Well, I do know that, hang on. Let's see, get my notes here. I do know that Akosh is masquerading as Lieutenant Sakor. Wait, that was the other one. But I do know that Akosh was where's my? Sorry, I'm disorganized here right now.
It's alright.
This is kind of out of nowhere.
Nobody expects Zerth.
Yeah, exactly.
One cannot prepare for Zerth.
Just because he knows doesn't mean he instantly remembers. Of course he knows. Wait, no, that was... Sorry, there's a lot of us,
Also, you have a habit of making names that are slightly unpronounceable unless you've done it 50 times.
Very true.
Yeah, but that's high fantasy.
I do know that Akosh is masquerading as the quartermaster. Let's see. Tarvok. He's masquerading as a quartermaster Raykal.
There is 2 quartermasters? And he looks back to the captain, there are 2 quartermasters?
You're asking Chuck this?
Yeah.
There were 2 quartermasters, yes. Quartermaster Bilga, Groutbeard, Quartermaster Raykal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it seems that both of them are currently being impersonated as Dragonborn, so just keep that in mind. He's gonna turn back to the Dragonborn, please do continue.
So he begins to sort of list off each of the
individuals.
Yeah, each of the individuals that he see that there's because again I wasn't anticipating all of this, but there you go. I have to make up some names now.
It's you can never anticipate anything from
No one
it.
expects the Zerth.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
So, if you want to, we can just say that he provided a list of individuals and who they're impersonating, yes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Zerth is going to be like, so, in regards to who they are impersonating, is that individual, like, do they just double up as that person, or is that individual most likely dead, and that is how they are impersonating them?
Well, they are often sent off on shall we say wild goose chases out into the Morbog, where they are swiftly dealt with. Then we come back, take their place.
It is very ingenious.
It was not my plan. It was the plan of the great lady, great honored one.
Yes. Well, and she's gonna look back to the group and Angus and who else came down? Dejar?
Me.
And Sal? Okay, a lot of people. She's gonna look back to the group like, so if you have any questions to ask, he is very much open about anything possible.
Fucking suggestion.
Yep.
Were you? If you're going to ask, were you contacted by anyone higher in rank to the lady?
I was I did speak with the elder.
Does give me a second.
Yeah,
I'm assuming Dejar knows Draconic.
No, I just I would have cast comprehend language, so I would hear what's basically.
I mean, the reason I'm
made that
asking,
beforehand.
the reason I'm asking is because, like, Zerth is translating, but Dejar knows and says something, he'll stop.
Oh no.
Okay.
So translate away. The other question would be, did you get any recent contacts, like the Dragonlance?
No, we did not receive any contacts from the which one was this one? We did not get any recent contacts from Torthix. We did get one from Shadowstalker of Akai.
So their network is still up and running before everything went down. Okay then.
It's a shame how Mortifex went.
Yes, I definitely heard that.
Dejar, at that moment, if that was that translated correct, even?
Him saying it's a shame what happened to the lady or how she went.
Yeah.
Probably not. I think Zerth is just going to like console him a bit, just be like, it's okay. Like, it is fine. But if Dejar asks about what he said, then yeah, he'll say something. Like he is lamenting the loss of his lady.
There is almost, her face is like stone, but In her eyes, there is a almost a smile. He just nods.
Listen, we need to get out of here quickly.
I do not think that this moment that is something that can be done.
Do not understand. Morthholm is lost. We need to go. To get out of here.
And we will. We will.
Is the
But
word
right now,
Northholm in Draconic tongue, or are they using it in a literal sense?
It does not translate to Draconic tongue. So you just say Rikash Hirak Morthholm.
Yeah, Angus is just gonna look at you and just, you know, chin tucked down, eyebrows raise up, very much that. Can I ask?
Zerth just kind of shrugs and gives a nod.
So, does he translate that then? I don't want to just assume.
Well, okay, so it's yada yada yada, Morthholm, yada yada, and Zerth will say that. Yeah,
Yes.
he'll translate that.
That's exactly it, Gab.
I think if it's important, pertinent interrogation information, so it might be just translating it. But if it's like the platitude
You know,
to try and maintain the cover or assumption,
Do we-
then I don't think it would. Is that a
we
safe
wanna
assumption,
ask?
even?
Yes.
Yeah, just oh, what was you? Yeah. See if they think it can be retaken, or if not, you know, where would they go? Where do we gather?
That will be asked.
Alright. Morthholm cannot be retaken, no. Just it's as far away from the Morbog as we can.
Where do you think we go?
Sorry?
Perfect.
Yes, where do you think we will go?
To perhaps rendezvous with House Noctis. See what more we can do from there.
Where was the rendezvous point? Do you remember?
Best we could tell, the rendezvous point was within the Oh, hang on, I just lost my place. The rendezvous point was in the Whip of Fire.
Is that so?
Yes, only briefly before we could make plans.
Well, do you have anything specific of where it is in the Whip of Fire, or is that all you know?
That is all I know. That is all I was given.
Who do you think would have that knowledge?
I believe Shadowstalker Vakai knows more than we do.
Was Shadowstalker Vakai one of the names that he named for the infiltrators?
No. That was one of the contacts he had.
Okay. Is there anybody within the infiltrators that might know more? Like a leader amongst you, perhaps?
We all tend to work independently through we do keep in contact with each other. How do I say it? to establish some sort of...
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. It is called compartmentalization, in case any one of us is captured. As unfortunately I am now.
You are not captured, you're more just... You're amongst friends who understand what you're trying to do, yes?
I suppose.
Yes, yes. Well, and he looks back to the group. Anything else that you would like to have?
How long have they actually been here?
Zerth asks that question. Just for future reference, if anytime anybody asks for a question, Zerth is just translating.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. More specifically, Sao is just asking, for how long have you been here, and for how long have the oldest you know been here?
Many, many years. 3 decades at least. And we have woven ourselves in deep.
There it is.
Wow. Do you lay eggs?
I was muted, but goddamn.
Oh my god!
What?
At least Grunka got to ask his question.
Yep. Everyone's questions are important and valid.
Yep.
Do we lay eggs?
It was just a question, I'm sorry. It was just kind of a preponderance sort of thing. Like, whether or not... Because, you know, dragons tend to lay eggs. And you are dragon-born. I was just curious.
I mean...
I hope you won't hold it against me.
Well, you are. You are a trusted friend after all. Yes, we do lay eggs, at least the females of our species do.
Yes.
They are, but then, you know, they are looked after by the females for quite some time. After they are born.
Well, that is good to know. And Zerth's gonna look back at Grunka and give him like a hidden thumbs up.
Yeah.
So Jess, is there anything that perhaps we can do for you, at least to make your stay a little bit more comfortable? 'Cause you have to stay here, but is there just anything perhaps that, like, would you like a cushion or something to lay down on?
That would be nice, but I would also like not to be bound up and hogtied like some common mule.
Understandable. I can't say that. I could understand why you would not like it. But as it happens, you have to stay here, but, like, will you try to escape?
I can't stay here
Because,
forever, can I?
That is very true, but as it stands, the only way that I can guarantee your safety is if you try not to escape. Because we are all friends here, but there are those outside this room who are not your friend. And they might try to hurt you.
Go if he wants a piece of meat.
Oh no. Oh no.
Would you like a piece of meat?
The most terrifying question.
Freshly smoked jerky.
Oh god.
My friend here is
Nice.
offering you a piece of meat.
So I was just looking at Angus with a mix of morbid curiosity and just, like, you are really pushing it.
I have not had anything here but gruel for days. They would appreciate some meat, yes.
Okay. Zerth kind of, like, nods to Angus, like, yeah, he's okay with it.
I will clean the meat.
And Because of the suggestion spell, he has no reason to distrust you, so he eats it.
The jar is trying to keep the strangest face ever.
It's just strange flavour. What is it? Chicken? Beef?
Shakes her head.
It's a special blend. You can tell him it's a special blend.
It is a special blend
Orbog ration.
caught in the Orbog.
See, the house tried its hand at hunting for rations within the Morbog, but all the meat turned out rotten. That is why we had to bring rations through the wall itself. This is strange. I will not lie.
Yes, well, you know, there is just something about my very powerful and magical friends, our very powerful and magical friends, that, you know, can surpass even the taint of the Morbog.
I have no reason to distrust you.
Of course.
And that is the GM's way of just saying, fucking enchantment.
You think necromancy is bad, enchantment is worse.
So, there is, I think that is all. Gonna look back to the what's her face and Jack. Be like, so is that good enough for you, or do you have anything else that you would like to ask?
Both Selma and Shaq just look at each other stunned.
It's
Well,
okay. I have that effect on people. Yes.
well, that'll certainly be all. Looks like we have our suspects.
Yes. Oh, and I'm gonna turn back to the Dragonborn gentleman. I guess a final question is: do the people who are pretending to be the individuals, do they have any means of looking like someone else, or can they only look like those individuals?
Oh, you're asking this to the Dragonborn.
Yes.
Okay. There are means to change one's alternate appearance. It is painful, but possible.
About how long does it take?
A few days of much intense pain.
We do not want that, no. Okay. Well, thank you very much once again. And I will tell you what, I'll see if I can get more meat, perhaps, or something else brought down to make your stay a lot more comfortable, yes?
Mm-hmm. Wait, so that question, were you asking them if they could, like, change their appearance from their, like, default alternate appearance to a different alternate appearance?
Yeah, like if the person who looks like one of the quartermasters wants to look like somebody else when they shapeshift.
Oh, right.
Like, how, like, what's involved with that?
Yeah, so, yeah, basically, it takes a few days of intense, rigorous training and much pain of transmutation magics to do so. But it's possible, but not natural.
Okay, cool. That's what I got, so
Yeah.
good to hear. So yeah, Zerth bids his friend a Jew.
Friend.
Is like, and yeah, hey, they're friends right now. And while he's concentrating on this spell, and he was like, one thing, if you would, just for future reference, I know it is a bit much, but I will have to put the gag back in because it is something. And again, if they think you're trying to escape and you use a breath weapon, things might go very wrong. So we want you to be safe, Jess. Oh, I know. Trust me. I tend not to like to be gagged as well, but it's just something that you have to accept because we're trying to keep you alive and well. Yes.
Very well. Just
Okay. I know.
Just do
It
it.
sucks. And
so
gag.
undignified.
It's like, yeah, man. Zerth is gonna give him another pat, and then he's gonna turn around and be like, give a little motion of "let's roll," and
All
start
right.
walking out. And then once they're pretty good distance away, he's like, "I think that went well. Did all of you get the information that you needed?"
You see, this is why I've missed you, amongst other reasons.
Amongst other reasons, yes. It's understandable. I would miss me too. I sometimes do
I
every
did-
day until I wake up and see myself in the mirror, and then I'm like, that handsome motherfucker.
This
But how have you been? And
Not
by
great.
the
but
way,
for worse.
by the way, Angus, what the fuck kind of a name is that?
Angus honk. Sorry. So I need to draw a meme of the peace was never an option goose, but with Angus mustache.
I have that shirt.
Angus.
Sarah just sort of looks to Surf for a moment and just goes, "Oh, right. Best he tell it to you."
yes.
I mean, that is why I am looking at him while we walk.
I was born with that name, and you know, it's a type of filling for a pie. And I thought going around with the literal dwarven name of meat pie might not be the most heroic, so I made
That is
a new
so
one
very
up.
cute, Angus. Aren't you just the cutest little pie dwarf?
This is why I made one up.
I can't keep her face straight anymore. Oh my god.
Our precious little meat pie.
Well, I must say, it still suits you because you are a little rotund in the middle, like you've eaten a little too many of yourself. But if that is your true name, then I will call you Angus as long and for as frequent as you want. And I might stop the teasing, but it really depends on if you're within reach of me.
Ah, yes, a true friend. I'll protect you from everyone else, but I will still tease you.
No one can protect you from me.
But it will be obvious that he is just very playfully fucking around with Angus.
Oh, yeah.
And like,
Yep.
it's a I haven't talked to my friend in a long time, and I need to catch up.
It is absolutely understood.
So I was just looking at these two and smiling.
Who? Garna understands why everyone talks about you, Zeth.
Oh, I would hope so. I like to leave that kind of impression on people. They were like, "Who the fuck was that handsome motherfucker?" I've said that against myself before. Who is that divine daughter Dexter? No, that doesn't have the same name. It doesn't have like the same zing. I'll think about it. I'll
The
think about
term
it.
is MILF maker.
MILF maker. I like that. I have made many a MILF. Anyway, but we while they and Zerth looks back to, he assumes are Chak and the captain. They round up the individuals who, by the way, do you have all those written down, or did somebody write that down? I was kind of not paying attention.
Ah,
No.
the yard.
Sal pulls up a list.
Okay.
Jar also holds up a list.
Good. Hey, look at you book people. There's a reason we keep you around. All right. So, I'm just kidding, Sal. You're excellent company. Dajar, I don't know you except you talk about yourself in the third person. An interesting part. But
It's a culture thing.
it is a culture thing. I might have to investigate that culture.
You'll be surprised. You'll be definitely be surprised.
I'm sure I would. But as it stands, how about I treat all of you to some good food? Or I guess, how about we go back to a room Angus cooked and I act like I paid for it? That sound good?
And now we see why his Earth likes Angus so much. Yes, there's food that I can take care of.
Well, I tell you what, he kind of gets on the tippy toes and then does a tiny little jump and kind of is able to like pat between his shoulder blades on his back. You can pay for it with another harp lesson. My sausage fingers have gotten greasy and rusty.
Ooh, okay. That is not easily done because the harp has very tiny strings, but I will definitely try to keep you, I guess, up to date with the styles and machinations of a harpist.
I've been practicing. Look, and he holds up his hands, and his fingertips are covered with tiny little like razor blade like scars from where he cut himself on the strings.
And a little bit of bacon.
A little bit of
Yes,
bacon.
Well, I will
Helps the
say
wound
that
heal.
I will say that the grease and the oil, it does help keep your skin very supple, but that also might work against you. So we'll see how it works. But for right now, Velum and the big one, Liska, left. So let's actually. I don't know where all of you are staying, but I happen to have a room. We can go back there if you like.
Please tell me you at least made the bed.
It
Oh,
depends.
he made it just right, just for you. Wink.
It also depends on if she made the bed after she left. But, you know,
God.
it is...
Why are you surprised, Earth?
Never
so,
changed,
probably.
Never changed, sir.
Thank you. I like the way I am as well. So yes, let us be on our way.
The Jar will be there in a moment. I need to do some trading.
Oh, right, of course. There is... Sorry. Let me... And Zerth is going to do a quick minor illusion and do like a blueprint layout of the keep and be like, you are here. He's like, we are here, and he points to the red dot. And my room is... And he just kind of traces his finger through the illusion, through this 2D illusion, and a black line kind of pulls up. He's like, my room is there. I'm sure Sal can remember what it is, but I'll go ahead, get everything prepared, maybe make a bed or something. But you do what you can and come find me later. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's
I will do
fantastic.
that.
Alright. Until then, and he gives a very flourishing bow. There's maybe Thaumaturge's cast, so there's like sparkles and wind and flourishes, and
Also
he's
maybe.
going to turn and walk off.
The Jar waves and just goes to the shops. Oh boy.
I'd like
He's gonna
to
join her.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Gurkha's gonna join the jar, go to the shops.
I think everybody's going to want to go to the shops. There's a lot of good things here. Also, Jenner, apparently I can sell my subclass.
Wait, what?
Do it.
No,
I went to
don't-
sell,
no.
and it has samurai.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't want to sell my samurai level, thank you.
Sell yourself.
I'm selling my skills, but not the way I expect.
After Sirth has left, Sarah's just gonna sort of gently rub one of her eyes as she's sort of just trying to stop herself from crying, laughing, and then just looks to Angus. One of these days he's gonna get into bed with someone and they're gonna punch him.
Oh, it's already happened.
No,
I
mean,
know
like,
for sure.
Some people are into that.
I mean, like, actually punch him so that, you know, other people get involved. But I'll trust
They
him.
were involved. That was the fun of it.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
I missed that bastard.
Me too. Also, I don't think he's a bastard. I think he's got a fine relationship with his pa. I think his pa is the one that sent him to the Bard's College. I
You
can't
know
remember
what?
for sure. You should ask him yourself.
I might. It's just.
I mean, you could be a love bastard, right? You're just a bastard because you were made outside of relationships.
Oh, well, that's. I mean. Then he's got some bastards too.
Yeah. I'm sure that.
Interesting.
It would be funny if Angus,
Yes.
do you know where his birthday is?
Of course I do. I absolutely know that. Here, let me pull it up.
Let me remember.
Let me remember when the birthday of my friend is.
Okay, because
Guidance.
what you should what you should do is that whenever he has some, like, I don't know, some big birthday, you should travel around and find every one of his offspring and have like a big, like,
Oh no.
family party.
I love that.
Yeah, I feel like that would be pretty funny.
That just looks to Grunka and to Angus and like, not even you can cook for that many.
Yes. It's a fucking challenge.
I think it would probably be at least a country.
I'm not even gonna question how many he's been through.
Anyway,
Sir, and so just sort of raises her hands and just slowly starts walking away.
I don't even think she does.
Hate you so much, Jim.
Oh, look, Chinese.
Chinese indeed.
So many spells, scrolls.
So, a couple of notes. I have been buying in the background, but I haven't demolished the stock of, like, useful potions and stuff. So I've, like, if there's been excess of resistance potions, I've taken, like, one each. So there is still stuff in there to look at. So I recommend doing so.
Hey, Janer.
Yes.
Question.
Yes.
In this shop,
Yeah.
can you stuff that requires attunement axis says that it has attunements somewhere, right?
It does.
If you click on the item, you can see.
Yeah.
Okay,
It will usually state as, like, the first line.
There's also some
Okay.
could be some pretty useful items for everyone.
I hate you,
in these
Jenner.
shops.
I hate you for doing this to me.
Right.
I have enough for them, and you know I do, and I'm
So-
sad.
so in the bottom, there is that like our gold or is that his gold?
In the bottom.
Yeah, if
like
you
if
scroll
you-
down on the I think that's your gold. Yeah, that's your gold.
Okay, that's my gold. Okay, so I'm gonna.
You're gonna sell a bunch of crap to him.
No.
It's like, is this and this?
No, I'm gonna buy some stuff because I feel like it'd be neat.
God, I'm so fucking tempted.
Ooh, I'm
Staff.
definitely getting.
Some of the staffs are pretty cool.
I can
Yeah,
buy
they
the
are.
Boots, David. I can buy the boots, and I'm fighting with myself whether or not to.
I was
Fine,
going
but-
to, if you're not.
But I am very dex-based. I have a finesse weapon.
Oh, those boots.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you
Oh
were
no,
talking
I
about
know the
boots
exact
two
ones
down
you're
from them.
talking about. I thought
Yeah.
those are a Liska boot right there. Yeah.
Oh, the
think
the endurance sabatons. Yeah.
Yeah. The get the fuck over here, you can't escape me ever boots.
I'm buying
Has any
both
of
of
you looked at the
these.
Scimitar of Speed?
Oh, I'm looking at the boots of dexterity at the moment.
Look at the Scimitar of Speed.
Oh yeah, it's
Scimitar
It's great.
speed. How do I Magic items and scrolls.
Some of them you need to be right next to
Too
for,
far
but
away.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the Sabatons, but I assume this has to be used by a warrior.
it's it uses a warrior fighter's class feature.
Yeah, it doesn't say that it has to be a warrior.
You want the
but-
Bard Branders though, I think. They're a barbarian item. And it's more fire.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I do have an attunement slot ready because I don't need the
Yeah,
amulet
there you go.
anymore.
Interesting. How do I use this savant of transmutation?
Ah, right. Okay, so they can be affixed to your spell book. You can only fix up to 3 of them. Effectively, see, while the badge is attached to the cover of your spellbook, the golden time you must spend to copy a spell of that badge's school of magic into your spellbook is halved.
I have more to get. I have more to get.
You put many juicy things in front of us, Jenna, and we
Yes.
have the money to buy them. And
Indeed.
It is
That
infuriating.
that is part of the reward for completing a major arc of the story.
I'm gonna get these, and I'm gonna fucking kill myself with these at some point.
Bart Branders.
I mean, it's designed to keep your rage going.
Yeah, and kill me. Because I bet you I'm gonna fucking go down to 1 HP, and then I'm gonna forget about these things.
And then
Yeah,
suddenly
yeah.
happen.
And I'm
Also,
just
also
gonna
what is with
fucking
alchemists
die.
and bubble potions?
Ah, yes,
I don't
bath potions.
Yeah,
those-
bath potions.
Yeah,
It wasn't there. As much as I hate remembering the one-off, didn't somebody chug a bunch of experimental potions and end up covered in bubbles?
Yes. I think that was
Oh,
Gronka speaking of bubbles.
Dejar, go ahead and check out the magic items and scrolls, the equipment section. See something there that you like.
Equipment
Like
can
chemics, and he had a bunch of experimental potions.
Hold
Instead
on.
of doing one at a time, somebody chugged 5.
I
You
see
just
a
go hard and die.
a badge of savant conjuration. And hold on. This.
I panicked for a second. I couldn't see the filters of love, and I was like, "Oh my god, somebody's bought them, you fools!" But no,
I
it's
see a
right there.
wand of of a war mage +1. Ooh.
There's also Atlas of Endless Horizons, Protective Verses.
Yeah, you might want to have a look at those.
And also, if you need good booze, the alchemist has all of it. Like, fuck, man, she is replete with strong.
There's also just a tavern.
Hold on, let me. I'm
Funny
gonna
that
go
the
into my.
tavern keeper doesn't have the alcohol; he has the food.
Hold up, let me
Yes,
go into
infinite
my bag of
ale.
holding and swap out some of the platinum into my.
It should still count even if it's not the same. Like, you don't need gold to pay for gold. I've got a bunch of silver pieces, and it's still counting them as the amount.
Well, I
buy-
have a
buy
lot.
some.
I know, but I have a lot, and for some reason, I didn't. I put it all in my bag of holding. And
Oh yeah, I
some
took
of
it out of the
no.
bag of holding because it doesn't calculate it if it's in there.
Yep.
That stinky shield.
Stink bug shield.
This is stinky shield.
Dink.
Oh, those
Oh,
are
you can,
Oh, potion of frost giant strength.
Yeah.
Potion of fire giant strength.
there's also potions of draconic lightning and draconic. Actually, I think that's the only one that's there. Actually,
I think there's
Really
draconic.
thinking about.
Maybe there's draconic fire. I think I saw a fire one. I may be misremembering.
There was, I think. Hold up.
I'm not a
trying
fan
to-
of vomiting elements though, so that's gonna be somebody else's deal.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about getting a bag of tricks, but I think Webber would be jealous.
Suddenly, Adam.
Where is?
It would cost essentially most of my money to get these boots. All right,
How much are the boots?
I need to crowdsource this decision here because so okay, I have my strength gloves, and they serve me well in that my weapon can work off it and like it helps with crafting. Dex boots would do essentially the same sort of purpose with the benefit of like increasing some of the dex based stuff. but that's a lot of money to drop on just a different kind of buff. So I don't know whether to get them or not. Contact.
Did someone purchase the saddle, the Cavalier?
Yeah.
All right, thanks for that.
Wow, the dejection.
I
The
get
saltiness.
where his head was at, but I think everyone forgets that you're a Cavalier
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, my literal subclass. You are correct.
Yeah. It's okay, another one.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe.
give it to Sal. Maybe she can build another one.
Who do you think she's gonna ride, huh?
Ow! A giant
Oh.
bear?
God damn, this dude's becoming savage.
something to ride.
Nah, it's gonna figure myself, but yeah.
Good God.
Once we have it, I can't likely make another.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Christ,
I just need to
Dejar,
get
how
the
much
badge
money
of-
do you actually have? That was pretty. That was like a pretty expensive buy there.
Look, I had enough.
It's probably much like everyone else. Most of their money for the big shit.
Atlas,
Yeah.
the Atlas Horizon. I mean, I
Oh,
still have
I
like 370 platinum left.
I had a lot.
It's weird because it put like pretty much everything first, and then I still have a bunch of platinum. So it didn't do the platinum first, which is weird.
Yeah,
It does it low to high, yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Which is fine
Yeah,
with
that's
because it
fine.
gets rid of all the cheap shit, all the lower denominations. I
Yeah,
mean.
not
Janner,
Mm-hmm.
I still have almost 1,000 platinum left.
Well, okay then.
Not counting.
1,000 platinum?
Yes.
Oh,
How
that's
did you
in
get
that.
1,000 platinum?
I've been slowly just collecting stuff as we've been dealing with people, horse, and other things.
horse.
Yeah, that's.
I don't
that's
think she's really bought much. Like, besides the occasional barrel of black powder, I
no,
haven't seen her really buy.
you've not
I
been.
barely buy anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's actually true.
I'm the one who buys a fuck ton of metal wherever possible, so
You've just
makes
been.
sense that my money isn't.
Yeah, you've just been sticking it in your bag of holding.
Yeah, and it's primarily just filled with fucking money.
Oh, I need to sell a lot of shit. So,
Yeah, so take this opportunity to sell some stuff off as well, if you like. Bearing in mind,
That is
What if the
interesting.
technical note goes to?
it's going to be worth about 50% when you sell it. Yeah,
That's fine.
as merchants do, buy low, sell high.
Or in this
Yeah,
case,
okay.
buy low, sell lower. Because we do have a 75% discount, and that's why I've been using
No,
it to
it-
stockpile metal.
The buy price modifier isn't 100%. It's set to 75%. So I
25%. Yeah, you know what I
yeah
mean.
yeah
We have a
I
25%
It's a
discount.
reduction, which means it's a good idea to buy ahead of time
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of
there you
buy
go.
later at full price.
yeah I misspoke
that
earlier.
means it- I didn't know.
Yeah, it's fine. I
know
understood.
we
I
had-
know you wouldn't give 75% off of everything. I figured that would be extreme, even for
Oh yeah.
killing more than that. God, I'm torn. Help.
what do you need help with?
If the dex boot, do I just make my 19 stat item a dex instead of strength? Because I'm basically that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna swap out the gloves for the boots. If I buy this, I'm wondering if that's even worth it. Because I know dex is a pretty potent step in gen.
That's why the boots are so expensive. They do require
Yeah.
rejuvenate.
Jenner, what's an Ascent clone?
What?
Why is there a dead Ascent clone in my inventory?
Oh, right. Hang on. That was when I thought you'd taken Morthax's little clone.
Oh, okay.
That's,
Oh, no. I just put it next to her.
Okay, so that's a dead nascent clone. Let's get rid of that.
I'm gonna sell it because it's free.
hang on. Let's just delete that. There we go.
Let's see. I probably don't need 9 alchemist supplies. I'm gonna be honest.
I guess you should also start selling shit. Do we care about the jewelry that has been found and all this stuff? And also,
It might be worthwhile if we have Vellum make it more fancy.
we have Caroleth's Spire, which is I think a staff that Dajar
yeah, I was
said
gonna-
you wanted to keep for somebody else.
Yeah, I'm going to contact an ally and give it to them and get some stuff. Oh, after the shopping, thank you for mentioning that. Dajar's gonna do ascending, stepping away from the shops a bit.
To whom?
Ascending.
To Ida.
Ooh.
Oh, give me a second. Where's it? Contacts, communications. I have it written down, so
So, to Ida Ulnerim.
yep.
Okay then.
All right. Sending Ida. I have items for you. And I would like some spells or an item in exchange on that one. I will see you soon. At the southern gate.
A response comes through. Oh, Dajar. Long time no speak. I'm afraid I can't meet you at the southern gate. I'm a bit busy with. Why don't I put this in 25 words or less?
She says that and then spell ends.
Oh my god.
I'm a bit busy with delegations for the next few days. What was that? There was a village.
Felt like
there.
that was.
Let's see. Trying to bring up the map here. Here we go.
A question.
Mhm.
Oh, no, you finished that.
Yeah. She says, "I'm a bit busy with diplomatic delegations right now. Meet me at Itzel."
Using a sending spell to respond. Sure, I'll wait for you there.
Well, I mean that conversation's over. So there's no response, but you gather she did receive that message.
Okay then. So just staying there for a while, like thought she could easily talk to her and do the trade here, so now things are a little tied up. So she goes to Liska. Alright, my contact is busy at the moment, so still holding on to that, and probably when we get to Etzel, I could give it to her there.
Okay.
Keeping in contact with everyone is so tiring.
So, what's your decision, Vellum? Oh, you had a question, Gronka.
A little bit. Heroes Feast, how expensive does a chalice has to be for that to work?
About
out?
1,000.
1,000, yeah.
Okay.
1,002. That was 2,000.
Let me double check. I'm pulling
Okay.
open my spell for it right now.
Good. And I can and sell these shitty chalices.
No, it's 1,000. It is 1,000. Jesus.
A bunch of books.
Yes.
These books. I'm not.
Game Crested Bowl worth at least 1,000, which is consumed.
This guy has one of those, by the way. She found one.
Crunchy.
Fuck it.
Hey, I'm going.
There you go. Okay.
to sell this.
I think my game exploded trying to put me in.
Trying to punish you.
No, I think it tried applying it before it. Because it added it. I saw a buff pop up in the background. I was like, oh no, did
Oh,
it
yeah,
automatically
it's-
attune? And it didn't.
Yeah, it's assigned to your character when it's in your inventory. It's just
Oh, it toggles when you equip it. Right.
yeah, it's just unavailable to you right now because you've not worn them or tuned.
Well, that's most of my money.
I like how I can sell Eld for 5 gold.
Wait,
Wow.
what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
I
Price
mean,
of Eld is 5 gold, but the ramshack repeating crossbow is 500 gold.
That's not right.
I think it's because it's unique. Jenna didn't put a cost to it.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean,
Still be holding
but-
the
but
like
5 gold on
cost
it.
of the item.
5 gold. Also, the human skull is 2 silver apiece. Nice.
Oh no.
What?
God, I have 159 silver left.
Hold on.
Between the metal and that big purchase, that's basically my entire.
I still have a lot to give.
All these quality items for free. Who doesn't want to buy a deep dwarf beard
Oh, I did it stupid.
with a silver lock?
No, I still have the
Or-
amount, but I forgot that I didn't notice I had platinum in my bag.
With rune
There you go.
skulls.
I'm full of smart. I have 1,072 platinum.
Yeah,
Oh, I
there
have
you
some
go.
more money. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I,
we're
look,
all-
the
we're
way
all
it's
rich
formatted
guys.
is stupid, okay?
That's a lot of money.
I still have some silver. Gold.
You have
Holy
1,072 platinum coins.
Yeah, I'll admit some of it may be from the Balthazar fund, but you know, I'm past the moral point of holding on to it for principle. I hope you take offense to that, Atlas, but like, I've been sitting on some gold and some platinum in the bag of holding, specifically not using it on principle because like this.
But I don't think they left that much is the thing, which is confusing.
Oh,
because if
obviously
it's
I've added
that's
stuff to it.
10,000 coins.
I've added stuff to it. Because like things got muddied up with the
There was also
With
a
going-
lot of money in the dragon.
There
like,
was.
that too.
Hoard. Yeah.
and major.
Yeah, but
trauma
that was
made-
a couple hundred platinum coins.
essentially over the course of like our time in Foundry and all the changes that took place, my money ended up sort of being accrued and accumulated, so I just threw it in the bag and I was like, well, fuck it. I didn't know how much it was before, and the only reason that I wasn't using it was on a character principle that may not be relevant anymore.
Okay, I mean,
But no, I
that's
don't,
fine. I was just curious how people were having 1,000 platinum coins.
we don't buy anything really. I mean,
I
the
mean,
most I
that's-
buy is
that's-
metal. And I
Have
don't buy- I
people
don't
been
buy
converting their gold and lesser coins up into platinum?
Oh no, I don't.
No?
I don't risk touching fucking anything. Once it goes in there, it stays there. I don't
Okay.
touch- I don't trust myself converting currency.
I thought about it, but I didn't touch anything. I just wrote down my notes.
Enough has gone wrong in my sheet in the past that I don't trust anything. So you can trust me when I say whatever's there is what was actually there.
Jenner,
Yes.
I'm looking at the general wares, and it has 2 lanterns of tracking. They're usually made to be a specific type of tracking, so I would like to know which type they are.
Where's a lantern of tracking? Oh, here we go.
There are 10 different types.
Oh, right, so I can roll with this actually. 6. Tracking of Fae.
Ooh.
What's
That'd
the other
be
one?
useful.
The second
I mean,
one.
they are the most tricksy people to track.
Tracking of Celestials.
You know what? Fucking I'll buy both.
Yeah, some of these potions are actually insane.
They are. Some of them are also it's alcohol.
Yeah.
I love
Which,
that.
which ones?
Well, I mean, the bloody malice is pretty interesting. You get an extra reaction.
Notebook
That's
of-
pretty good. It's pretty good for like Liska.
Yeah,
What?
and it is a temporary thing.
Yeah, for drinking this potion, you can use the reaction even if you have already taken one since the end of your last turn. Once you take this reaction, the potion effect ends.
So yeah, you get one extra reaction for every potion that you take. Yeah, one potion, use an extra reaction.
There's 5.
What
Jenner.
potion is this?
Bloody mallet in the alchemist shop. On the helmet.
Yes, Bellum.
What kind of... I'm looking into foodstuffs. What kind of foodstuffs would be a nice treat for Vladimir because she needs some comfort food?
Oh,
I did notice the cookies, but there's also pies. So
honestly, it's your choice. It's what would Vellum do?
the implication is that we'd be going about the stores and he'd be like, okay, you can get anything you want. What do you want?
Can I have some cookies?
Sure thing. And Vellum will buy all the cookies.
All the 8 cookies.
All 8 cookies. Or all 8 things of cookies, whatever you want to call it.
Alright, so that's 4
Cookies
copper
are
each.
gone. Oh no, I'll have to dip into my my several platinum.
Okay.
It's
I
so
have
weird
that.
spending money. I never spend money. What's going on?
Yeah.
Is this what it's like for everyone else? I'm such a hoarder when it comes to finances. Very well, that's it done.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take that off my sheet because I assume she'd probably just have them
Yeah.
or just eat.
She's very content right now.
Good.
Okay.
I think
That's
salt's
just-
trauma like cookies.
Damn.
Sugary treats.
I'm gonna have to refresh. What the fuck?
Oh no, did you crash?
I think so. It just, I was trying to look through which spell books I don't need that I have most of the spells out of that I could sell, and then it just crashed. I was like, what the fuck?
Ooh, too much spending. We're inflating the economy too much. We literally come here and drop thousands of platinum total in the hands of some shopkeepers.
Oh, I'm surprised no one's seen the alchemist potion belt.
Oh, I have. I'm just sort of sorting through my stuff.
Yeah,
This
I
is-
think Ducky has a problem of I have too much utility. I need to
Yeah.
figure things out.
No. I'm looking through all my stuff so I can actually weigh how strong it is for what I can do with it. It's strong, but it's also like, how often do I use potions?
Yeah.
If
Also,
it's affordable, it's good to have. Also,
also,
mystery potion concern.
I'm also thinking if we could possibly leave the rest of this to after the session. You guys
yeah,
buying things.
I
We're
did
near
have
time.
a question. Last one, I promise. I noticed them working with obsidian and such.
Yes.
Can I try and inquire about rare materials? I know there was mithril in the store, but I don't know how much, if I need to be specifics, hey, you got any of that good shit kind of deal?
Okay. So, without kind of extending this too much, from what you know from Largrim, the blacksmith friend here, obsidian, specifically magical obsidian, is much like Dune Steel is a trade secret in the Silver Kingdom. Magical obsidian is also a trade secret within the Tahosian dynasty, and he is not at liberty to divulge how to create such a material. Best
It's like a... Sorry.
yeah. Best you can tell, prime ingredients for that are of course, you know, your basic obsidian. It's the methods, the enchanting needed to.
Right. So it's not just a particular material; it's how the obsidian was worked.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's more a case that, like, even with our leeway and our actions and some persuading, he could, but it's more that he'll get in trouble for doing it.
Yes.
Kind of deal, right?
Your best bet for discovering how to create magical obsidian is talking to someone at the capital of Tectaros.
Makes sense. I was going to do that anyway. I do also want to see if, like, any. Basically, I'm going to look for star. I want to look for star metal. I want to try and describe the particular description I was given to see if anything like that has come through here.
Yeah.
Because, like, they get a lot of. While it's, you know, the Morbog, they still get trade caravans through here. So, worth asking.
So, Logrim has he has heard of star metal. He doesn't have any star metal with him or within the supplies of the wall. It is a very, very rare material.
Can I insight him? Because
Sure.
I figure any blacksmith with it would tell people he has it.
14. Seems like an honest tradesman. Best you can tell.
Okay, which is fair. Because, I mean, you know, it's nice to see people as being up and up, but if you got metal from the stars, you're not exactly going to go telling people you have it.
Yeah, and you know, generally, best place to find star metal would be out in the open barrens on a, say, a dark starry night where you can easily see
See it fall.
falling stars. Yes.
Okay, good to know. Thanks for illuminating me. Continue on.
Okay.
Or did we want to wrap it here, or did you have like a narrative note?
I had a somewhat narrative moment, but I mean that kind of depends upon, you know, your next long rest. That's all.
Okay, well, I don't know what time of day it is. I don't know when we're planning on resting, and we're at time.
Yeah.
So, do you want to do narrative? Do you want to
It's getting
leave it for now, or
it's getting late evening right now. Best you can tell. But unless, you know, if no one wants to do like a long rest or a sleep this session, we can do it. We can do it another time.
I think it'd be good to do it next time, because then we still have a little bit of time to work with in the afternoon, evening time.
Okay.
And
Yep.
The week will give us time to reacquaint ourselves and figure out what we want to do next, kind of deal.
All right.
We did have a week off, so I imagine we're still a little bit off. That's just my thoughts, though. I'm not speaking for everyone.
I think everyone's a bit too busy with the shopping.
Yeah, I did have the benefit of
Yep.
looking during the interrogation, so they're where I was an hour ago.
Yeah.
Alright, do we want to leave a pin in it there then?
All right.
Yep.
My
So
best.
we will leave it there. I will stop recording in 3, 2,